We did it, boys! How we doing? Happy Sunday. Who knew that UFC Baku was going to be the biggest UFC card of the year? How's it going? How's it fucking going? We've got a great panel tonight. So before anyone starts kicking off and saying, where's Brutally, where's Giuliano, and others, we're going to get to it. How you doing, Trevor? What's good, my man? Hope everyone's well. We've got a lot to talk about tonight. And my balls are already tingling, and we haven't even started getting into it with the boys yet. How's it going, Westy? What's good, Big Ank? Still my goat. I'm looking forward to you bringing that energy. I'm looking forward to it. Late by like 3 seconds. That's on time for me, bro. Dang, I wanted to be first. How you doing, Tino? What is good, bro? Shout out to Tino. Yeah. Hope everyone's well. Fiziev versus Ignacio was decent. It was an all right fight. I don't think it was a horrible card. There were some decent scraps. We got one of the fights of the year with Nazim Sadikov. I feel like I might as well get this off my chest now because I don't think we're going to be talking too much about the actual card. I don't think we are. But Johnny breaks his wife bones is finally fucking gone and we're all just better for it. It's a glorious day. It's a celebration. It is a spit roast and I'm pretty sure it's going to turn into that because I've got some hungry motherfuckers waiting on the line to tear a new arsehole for this cunt. He's probably going to love every second of it. But more than anything else, this is a celebration. This is the moment when we can all finally rejoice and celebrate and enjoy the fact that this horrible cunt has run away in disgrace. We're going to talk about everything surrounding, obviously, the announcement last night. We're going to talk about what the implications are, where we go next, because I've got some thoughts on that. Nazim and Mott got 100K each. Or are they splitting it? Should Oralby move to 170? Yeah, probably. I don't love his chances up there, but if apparently he missed 155 by like, I don't know, like it was like 7 or 8 pounds or something. So that's never a good look. And I kind of feel shitty about that situation. Do you know what? We'll get into the whole. Do you know what? I'm just gonna let the boys in because I'm waffling already.
What have you done, Giuliano? Why have you fucked it up so early already?
Hold on, guys. Dude, Jones is fucking gone. Jones is gone.
I'm sorry, I can hear you.
So happy.
Dude, at least show your face, bro.
Fuck
like,
no,
you can come out. Like,
no.
Dude, Jones is
gone.
Dude,
I got blue eyes. I gotta be worried about what Jones is gonna do to me. Yeah, he can. I got blue eyes. I gotta be careful.
Yeah, exactly. He's gone, though. You don't have to be afraid anymore. Like, in Ghana,
no, I'm actually more scared.
Protect you, potentially.
I'm actually more scared now because he doesn't have a training camp to like distract him or like keep him busy. So he's just gonna be roaming the streets. I can't visit New Mexico now.
If anyone needs to be hiding, it's his wife. Let's be honest.
Yeah, probably.
She's quaking in her boots. Right? I shouldn't really.
You guys hear he was in another like hit and run?
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Yeah.
We can talk about that. Again, I'm not really sure what the details of it are.
I've got some of them. It's like, so allegedly some lady was like, okay, so what I think happened is he drove this like chick around and then he like fled the scene. I think after getting into an accident, she was on shrooms and fucking hammered. And then she like ratted him out, got him on the phone and was like, hey, he was fucking, you know, he was driving. He was the one driving. I mean, I'm not 100% sure because she was super fucked up. And then he was like trying to vaguely answer questions on the phone with the police, you know, never confirmed that he was actually the one that they were speaking to. This is all alleged. This happened in February, you know, just Jones shit.
Sounds very familiar. I'll be
yeah.
real. It doesn't sound like a far stretch, does it?
I mean, it's Jones doing what he does best, being a fucking criminal and a cheat.
Yeah.
I felt like brutally. I
so-
felt like you had something on the tip of your tongue there. What was
Yeah, I know.
brutally,
We all talk about he's cheating, but let's face it, the guy did things in that cage that no one else fucking did, regardless of fucking PEDs, regardless of PEDs. Steroids help you recover. They don't make you a fucking genius. In fact, they do the opposite. They make you fucking gay, which is true. It made him gay. He started going shagging men, but in that cage, he was a fucking genius.
Yeah.
I was not expecting this to start things out.
Don't get me wrong. I think he's a fucking knobhead, but the things that he has done in that cage, you go back. I know the Gen Zers, they don't have the glory of seeing John Jones like coming up when he was coming up and he was first champion.
That is, he's absolutely right. He's absolutely right.
Like this new age John Jones is a fucking cunt. He is the biggest. I mean, he was a cunt before, but he was the greatest cunt. Like he went in there and he did things, and he was a bad man.
Wait.
He was before he turned gay through all the steroids. He was a bad man, and everyone was buzzing when John Jones was on the card. You were fucking buzzing because you knew you were going to see violence. Now, you're not going to see that. I don't like the guy. He's a proper ballad. But a lot of people in recent years,
That didn't take long. That did not take long.
All I'm gonna say is, while you do have a point there, I think him holding up the heavyweight division and stalling out Aspinall's career like he has done discredits his entire fucking career.
No.
Wow,
I'm not having that.
that's a very
Dana White in the UFC fucking knew he was retired. John Jones came out and said, I don't know why the UFC haven't announced it. I've already said what I'm doing. They need to announce it. They already knew. They were hanging on in the hopes that they could throw some money at him, throw some fucking Thai gay boys at him, and entice him back into the UFC. But we all knew he was done. We all knew he was fucking done. We knew the fight was never going to happen.
I think there was a bit of hope for
some
like
of
a
us
second.
knew. Some of us knew.
Wait.
Giuliano.
Yeah. And actually, I have.
He did accept the fight at one point, though.
I have a.
For Giuliano's credit, he did accept the fight at one point.
Fuck off, did he? He never did.
Yeah.
He's never.
Push back on that a little bit. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I have
All right.
a theory.
Yeah, go on. You have a theory. Go on.
My theory is that
he's thinking. He's
thinking.
Come on,
what is my theory?
Let him cook. Let him cook.
No. Actually. So what if okay, a financial agreement could not be reached with John Jones between him and the company, and so he decided to retire. He gotten himself worked up into a tiff and retired, and Dana White put like a brave face on it, and between now and likely November, when Aspinall defends his new heavyweight belt for the first time, we do see John Jones versus Aspinall with Jones as the contender.
Okay,
Is that possible?
Wait, sorry. I'm sorry. That was so outrageous. Sorry.
No. Listen. Do you know?
Have you seen how fat John Jones is getting? Have you seen how fast he's getting? That man is going to be Daniel Cormier inside of 2 months. He's going to look as big as Daniel Cormier.
Brutally, his body fat percentage is lower than like 75% of the heavyweight division.
He's going for that Tai Tuivasa physique.
You got a point. Yeah, I've got a point. But John Jones won't fight as a fat man. He's not going fast as a fat man.
I mean, it's not
Marvin
Ryan
Hagler.
Spahn going up to heavyweight. For
Remember when Marvin Hagler was like tearing through the middleweight division back in the 80s? The guy that he beat everybody, and the guy that they wanted him to see fight was Sugar Ray Leonard. Okay, so Sugar Ray, he kept dragging it out. He's like, maybe I'll fight him, maybe not. It doesn't really do anything for me, right? So Sugar Ray Leonard had this big press conference type thing, and he brought Marvin Hagler there, so everybody was like, "Oh shit, he's gonna try to make the fight with him." And what does Sugar Ray do? He says, "Marvin, you know, you have a great career, but I'm retired. I've already done everything, right?" So then, like 6 months to a year later, that literally, oh well, not that one. It was at Caesar's Palace though. Sugar Ray Leonard announced he was going to fight Hagler. And the fight was super controversial, and everyone, it's very debatable, but Sugar Ray won. So I mean, I do see a scenario where John Jones does the Sugar Ray Leonard thing.
But the problem with that scenario is that for John Jones to take the fight in this miracle scenario, he would now be taking it as the challenger. After
maybe weirdly that works for him because that's like his whole thing is he needs to like motivate himself to fight. But I don't think I don't think he's fighting Aspinall. He doesn't want any of those fucking problems.
You know, and also
if you still believe there's any hope,
money fight.
It's a lot different between Sugar Ray Leonard and Marvin Hagler because those guys made shit tons of money on that fight. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention, you know, they probably had the belts on the line. You know, like all 4 belts. I think it was a unification bout. But yeah, I mean, it is a little different because they're talking about the UFC. The business is different. But also, I just wanted to say, like, nobody. Like, only like true boxing hardcores that know about that shit. Like Sugar Ray Leonard, he ducked Marvin Hagler for a long time, you know, and then that didn't hurt his legacy though.
But this definitely,
you know about.
This is a completely different scenario.
This is a completely. We are in like this. It wasn't social media wasn't the same back then. John Jones is going to carry this. John Jones is going to carry this for the rest of his career. For the rest of his career, for the rest of his life, for the rest of his life.
The only way John Jones would have got out of this is going, you know, I've done everything I needed to do. If he'd have come out after his last fight, after the Stipe fight, and said, "I'm done. I'm not fighting. I'm retiring. I've done everything I've needed to do." If he'd have retired straight away, he retains his legacy. It's the fact that he's carried it on. He's played these games. The UFC have played these games. The UFC have fucked themselves, I think, because the UFC have a massive part to play with this. Dana's got a massive.
They should have just told us what the fuck was going on.
The reason why they didn't is they're doing negotiating weirdly.
I know.
Oh, I'm having a dinner with Khabib tonight. Make sure we're gonna get this all hammered out.
It's just frustrating to me that for like the past 3 months, which in my brain time-wise has felt like years in terms of news on the heavyweight division. It's felt like years to me. We've had like no actual like closure. We had no idea what the fuck was going on. Like I knew the fight's probably never going to happen. I just don't know when Jones is officially going to be, you know, stepping away from the sport. And I just wish the UFC was just had, instead of, hey, just stay tuned, guys. Fight news coming soon. Stay tuned. That's so annoying.
Is this showing how bad
extra X chromosome?
Is this showing how bad the UFC are at negotiating right now?
Sorry, say that again, brutally. Sorry.
Is this how bad the UFC are negotiating right now? That they've actually thought they were going to make that fight happen, and they thought, "Oh, give it some time. John Jones does John Jones things. We'll get the money on the table." Are they that out of touch with fighters and their own capabilities that they thought that this fight could happen? Because
you also think they would know Jones better. They've been dealing with him.
No, I think this was a lot more.
I
think this was a lot more simple. I think that they asked John Jones very early on, how much is it going to take? He's given them a number. The UFC have known, all right, we're willing to give him that, so they weren't concerned. And then they weren't obviously expecting that then John Jones would turn around and say that actually he never wanted it and that it wasn't about money.
Remember when they're talking about fighting Francis, he said he wants Deontay Wilder money, which is like $30 million. And Dana was like, no. I mean, this isn't the first time they've had money, like, you know, disputes.
I think they just realized with Aspinall, this is a completely different situation than Ngannou, and they don't have like any turmoil with Aspinall like they did in Ngannou. Like they fucking hated Ngannou. They fucking hated him.
Somebody's calling me out for bringing up the Sugar Ray Leonard versus Marvin Hagler thing. They're like, oh, it's cope. But you know, at the end of the day, Sugar Ray actually fucking fought Marvin Hagler. All right,
I think it was a good analogy
for years, but he actually fought him. So yeah, you know, I guess that is the point. Yes,
Frankie.
Yes.
Frankie, I'm sorry that you had like I agree with your muting of me, but I had to walk through the casino floor of my hotel, so I couldn't. I didn't realize I was screaming over.
Is that an humble brag?
No, it was supposed to be.
No,
It was supposed to be a turning down, but I accidentally muted you for a second there.
Yeah, accidentally my ass, but you had it.
What?
But anyway.
What hotel are you staying in?
The Luxor in Vegas.
You said you always stay in the
stayed
Luxor,
there.
don't
It's
you?
quite nice.
Yo, go to
Yeah,
Durango. Go to Durango.
What
Dude,
about Caesar's Palace,
I
dude?
bet-
Come on.
See,
okay.
all the hotels in the strip suck.
I
ass.
put.
Go to
I,
Durango.
oh, God.
You gotta go to.
yeah,
You gotta
everyone-
go to like a newer one on the strip. Go to Conrad. That's a hell of
Again,
Oh,
okay, so look, the only.
This is brilliant. Giuliano, it just cuts you out at the best
look.
times.
It's not November yet, Frankie. All right, you megalomaniac.
What? I was not expecting that you were going to come back with that. I was expecting like a consolation speech, like a white flag. I was expecting the whole shebang.
Yeah,
And that is not what I received.
No, all right. In all seriousness, though, right? It is like I mean, John Jones, though he is completely, gay and fucking does ill-advised shit.
Beats his
and
wife.
Like beats his wife. Like arguably
Takes
a
drugs,
sociopath.
beats his knocks innocent
right.
people over in the street.
Yeah,
Has events moved from one place to another because he can't.
right.
You
Okay,
can't follow
can't
the
get it
rules
up,
that
so
are
he
made
hits
by
his
a
wife in
certain-
front of his children.
Oh yeah, but
Despite
get on.
all
Yeah,
of
beats his
that.
wife up in front of his children. Yeah, sorry, carry on. You look like you're really stressed right now. I'm gonna let you talk.
No, I'm not stressed. It's just like we get it. He's a fucking he's a maniac and a sociopath. Like, and he's gay. He's gay as hell.
And can I
know
say
it.
before
He's still the greatest
continue,
fighter of all
Brutally did say that John Jones is a high IQ fighter, which is very, very true. But we can say in the same breath that for the last 10 years, John Jones has created more problems than he has solutions for the UFC in terms of the outlay, the outlet.
Not
10
5
years.
years yet.
The last 5.
5
the
years,
last
yes.
5. Yeah, I'd say
5 years,
5
yes.
is
No,
fair.
I would say John Jones was based. When did he last fight Gustafsson the first time?
The first time.
The first time.
The first time was.
say that was
I've got
like-
it up here.
What was the question? Sorry.
2013.
So 10 years, more than 10 years ago. I would say that's the last time we saw like a prime John Jones performance. The first.
As much as I
Gustafsson fight,
hate
which was a
John
war.
Jones, and I think he's
disagree with that.
despicable,
Bro, I totally disagree with that.
he
The
did
second
put
the
fucking
second
whoopings on
Gustafsson
people.
fight,
Yeah, that's what
Huh?
I'm saying. I'm saying we didn't see a prime vintage Stone Cold Killer performance since the first Gustafsson
Gustafsson,
fight.
the second
That
Gustafsson fight.
that
the
counts.
Cyril
I
Gane
mean,
performance was great.
PEDs. The second Gustafsson fight, PEDs. They had to move the entire event.
and also he got the second DC fight. He obviously popped, so you can't really count that.
Okay, and
There's a whole like.
Frankie, is everybody still, by the way, of the opinion that him subbing Cyril Gane in 2 minutes was somehow a rigged fight?
I wouldn't
don't
say it
really
was
care about
rigged.
that.
I was just saying that Cyril Gane fucking quit.
I mean,
I would say that a skill set that Cyril Gane doesn't have got like majorly exposed.
Yeah, well, and
Yeah,
that's
I
all
mean,
it
but
was.
it's how he did it. He exposed it in as such a fucking incredible way, didn't he? Like first round, he absolutely dominated the guy, and he made him look like a fucking amateur.
yeah, and I don't think fights are rigged necessarily, but like there's a lot of things.
The only fight I have
Favor
ever
fight.
questioned being rigged was Lawler versus, I think, Price for his retirement fight. The way he kind of went down was a little bit
there's an
suspicious, but
There's an actual rigged. Well, the UFC wasn't in on it, but William Knight, when he fought Martin Prachnio at light heavyweight, he had his like brother-in-law bet on him to lose by decision, and that was like that's as close as the UFC has come to ever actually having been
in
exposed.
William Knight's defense here, he was part-timing for Amazon at the time, driving the delivery truck. So, and he knew he was going to get cut. So
There was some random
Fuck it.
prelim where a guy died, but like I think you got to make a distinction between like the fights.
Also,
rigged and the guy
Luque
that
versus
died.
Buckley was a little bit suspicious. Like I think Buckley
saying
probably
that's the
bet on himself
closest.
to lose by TKO. So, I mean, I know he can't actually bet, but
wait, can I just throw one thing in before we continue? Yeah, can we all congratulate Giuliano on reaching 100,000 subs?
Oh yeah, fucking.
Well
Congrats,
done,
dude.
well done, my friend. Are you going to get the little fucking plaque?
Yeah,
the little YouTube
I cannot
plaque?
wait. I cannot wait to
okay,
see that.
so-
Plaque.
I bet you're going to pull out the diamond and shove it up your arse like a butt plug, you gay cunt.
I mean,
Look at him. He's already thinking about it.
I was gonna say
Really,
that.
I was expecting like a sub-plotting joke, but you somehow managed to make it gay as you always do.
Yeah, well, the amount of times you've said gay in this live stream so far.
In reference to John Jones.
I know, but you
That
smiled,
not-
you
is it
smirked.
not a safe
I'm looking
space?
at the body language, Giuliano. Every time you said it, you went gay,
Yo,
Okay.
brutally, where
smirking.
are you from?
Yeah, brutally.
You have a very distinct English accent. I'm just curious where you're from.
I'm from a place called Stoke on
Yeah,
Trent.
Stoke City.
We're-
Never visit. It's a
Yo,
it's a
all
shithole.
right.
It
Brutally,
isn't.
Is that where Patty Pimblett is from?
Wait,
No, he's from Liverpool.
No,
brutally,
What's that?
Did I not bet money on Stoke City the day you took your girl to see them and they won?
Let's not talk
and we
about betting money.
celebrated? And then
Yeah.
Bodak came in
No.
here brutally and fucking mogged Stoke City or attempted to. So I'm a Stoke City fan, and I guess so is Idaho. Anyway,
Richard just
if I
throws
could
you on.
finish it.
Speaks on Idaho. So
Wow, he just
okay.
grabbed you and threw you under the bus immediately.
I like the accent.
I just okay. Can I just one is it a possibility, right, that John Jones
Nope.
just he just refused to he refused.
He
to
never
go
wanted
after
to
the
fight
cir-
him.
I don't think he wants to fight him. My question, whatever, is it possible that he refused to fight for less than a certain amount, quit in frustration, under the impression, correct or not, that they can't do Aspinall's heavyweight debut without
Why
him?
does it fucking matter? That's
Why-
I mean, who cares?
Why does it
Wait,
matter?
he's renounced retirement. Like, why does it matter?
Yeah, but so did Henry Cejudo. So did people act
So
like
that
no
is
one's
two
ever announced-
two completely different scenarios. Cejudo was like 32 when he retired.
I mean,
or
listen, I'll
retired.
give you this.
Many fighters have announced their
Jones is
retirement and come back.
37.
I was
dude.
about to say that. Like, a lot of fighters announce their retirement and then come back. So I understand.
But this is the thing. Nobody would have had a problem with it if he'd had the Stipe fight and then said, "I'm retiring."
I know.
Yeah.
But the fact that this has been allowed to drag out for over nearly
I-
a year.
A lot of the time with the retirement thing, they trying to we know Henry was trying get more money. He was
More
trying
money.
to get those
Yeah, he
bigger
was.
fights. Jones has got the big fight. He's got the money, and he's gone. Nah, fuck it. I'm
Nah, I'm
retiring.
good.
Plus,
I'm good.
even
Well-
if they weren't meeting his demands, he doesn't need that money. He's been fighting for so long, and he's been a champion for so fucking long. He doesn't need the money. He doesn't give a fuck.
Unlike Cejudo, unlike Usman, unlike DC, John Jones does not have a commentator job lined up with the UFC.
Juliano,
Like, you
you
won't
live in
see
LA.
him.
Don't know
Yeah,
how to
like
say-
James
but he
gives a
has
fuck.
How
businesses.
much
Hold
money?
on,
How
hold
much
on.
money do you
He has,
think you
he
get
has
from that? I'm
businesses.
confused.
He has businesses that he's starting up.
What are some of his businesses?
I don't fucking know.
Ren-
I just have
Boys-
seen it on his Instagram.
Rent boys for you.
Massage
Yeah,
parlor.
exactly. Yeah, good noodle. Are you modeling for Femboy business?
Do not start with this shit. Do
Yeah.
not start with this shit. I'm
He has
not living in this
businesses.
reality, bro.
Yeah, yo, this
Hell
is the scoop on Jones's first fucking LLC.
I heard John Jones was looking for a Michael Cera lookalike for his first.
Oh my God! Stop, bro.
Or a less toned Chase Hooper.
Jesus Christ, dude.
All right, so
No, I think
so
he
with-
genuinely does coaching, though, is what I think. He's like
I mean,
open gyms
yeah.
and shit.
But the,
I
the
mean,
point is,
Is
like,
he
he's
still
probably,
is he still with Jackson Wink? Is he
Yeah.
still with Jackson Wink? And everyone
yeah.
knows the allegations with Jackson Wink, don't they? Is everyone up to date with
don't.
all the?
Go
So
ahead,
look
no.
into it. Jackson Wink, the allegations around like grooming and sexual assault and stuff like that.
So it's
So there's a long
gym
history.
problem.
There's a long history with Jackson Wink.
Okay.
Can't confirm it, but there's a lot of rumors that come out of that gym. So no wonder he wants to go into coaching if that's the case.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can safely say that he obviously isn't going to make the same amount of money from coaching throughout his career than he would have if he'd taken the Aspinall fight. But
Yeah,
But
That's
it's like
obviously a
enough
moot point.
money for him that he keeps himself afloat. He pays his bills, and he still has the fucking. He still
yeah, but
has
he's
his fucking
John
money.
Jones.
Keeps himself afloat. He's a
John Jones.
fucking
He doesn't wanna
millionaire.
he doesn't want
Yeah.
to keep himself afloat.
Well, okay, but
he
he-
just,
okay,
just needs
okay,
to keep
but
himself
brutally honest,
afloat.
brutally honest.
Just keep himself above
Hey,
water.
you wanna know why
He's not,
I said
he's not,
that?
he's
You
not
wanna know why I said that?
McGregor,
Hear
is
me
he?
out,
He's not.
hear me
He's
out.
not buying
He does
Lambo
coke.
boats.
He does coke. He's doing shrooms. He's partying all the fucking time. That shit's
He's not-
expensive.
he's not going
and the
being
money
through his
runs
money.
out, bro.
how
The
I
He's
don't,
money
I
doing
don't
bits
get.
and
I,
bits.
no, I don't get where this money running out thing is coming from. I don't get where you're coming
Coke,
from this.
bro,
I'll be
coke.
honest,
He does
bro.
coke.
He's got like $30 million probably north of that. Coke is not that expensive.
And why would he turn down?
Bro, he's basically P Diddy. He's gonna fucking
Not the
blow through
last
all that
time I
shit in
checked.
parties.
What's
Nah,
he
I-
doing? Like ramming half of Colombia up his fucking nose?
Yes, probably.
Yeah.
It's John Jones, dude.
Also, question, right? Why now? Like, why after this less than fucking like mediocre card did John Jones choose this time? Like, this honest question. Like, why do you guys think? Because I mean, I really don't.
I think
know.
he got
Like, why-
drunk.
I got a
and
conspiracy theory.
stormed off the fucking Nelk Boys podcast drunk. And
hang on,
fucking called Dana.
we've got a conspiracy theory here. Let's hear this out.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know.
I mean, if you want to hear it, I mean,
Yeah.
so this
I mean, that's what we're here for.
the
We're
night
here
of
to talk complete shit.
the night
Go
that
ahead.
he announced Dana White was announced that he's retired was when literally I think directly after that in a neighboring country they dropped all those bombs on the nuclear.
Okay, where's this
Dana
going?
White's like, all right. Trump called Dana. He's like, listen, Dana, we're gonna drop the bombs on Iran.
We're gonna drop the bombs on
in
Iran.
Baku, that shithole country. That John Jones is retiring. This is very important. It's gonna distract.
People forget when
from-
John Jones was on his layoff moving up to heavyweight, he did fucking LARP and cosplay as a fucking military special operator, dude.
Yeah, see, it's all tying in
no
now.
one knew that but you.
So
Actually.
what you're saying is it's a distraction piece because they just wanted to drop some bombs and they were like, we need some fucking news to cheer
Yeah.
up the world.
Yeah, don't focus on Iran. Fucking John
Yeah,
Jones
that's
John
vacated.
Jones,
That-
exactly. That's what we should
Yeah.
be talking about. The
I'm
important
not
shit.
Idaho. That's a very MMA Joey take. I'm sorry to say.
I don't give a fuck. Fuck, I don't even know who the fuck that is.
He's what everybody
he's a-
thinks
he's a
Guru is.
fat
What the mainstream
liberal
thinks Guru
guy,
is
no.
is MMA Joey. MMA Joey's a fucking fat piece of shit.
Okay, I've been called MMA Joey. I've never seen a video of his, but somebody said I'm.
Don't look it up. It will really hurt your
Joey,
feelings.
Don't look it up.
Avoid that.
If you ever listen to a live stream, you can hear him fucking panting and he's scrolling through chat and he gets winded.
I don't watch MMA.
You know how you feel when you run up like 1,000 stairs. That's how he feels when he gets like
I
a
don't think I've
sentence.
ever
When he
ran up
reads
1,000
chat,
stairs.
when he gets a donation, thank you for the $5. Like fucking, he's fucking heaving, dude.
That's
He's
good,
like
that is.
fucking Gaziev over here, dude.
Yeah, that's my conspiracy theory, but I don't know.
The only.
I mean, the
yeah,
timing. What the timing? I think he did it in Baku because he obviously didn't want to be facing the scrutiny of people who can speak perfect English and would be there to like spit
Okay,
roast him.
Okay, wait, did you guys see at the press conference? Like the people spoke really good English, and then they also.
I don't
had-
think he was prepared for that.
They also
I
had
don't think
the
he was
translator
prepared for that.
ask every question.
I mean, there is a chance he is still fucking around and he is playing people.
I have something to say.
that-
I don't think so.
Just say it.
So
Something like
If-
Giuliano.
I thought
Okay,
Frankie
no.
said, "I don't think
317,
so,"
UFC
when you
317.
said it.
If I have to watch Ilia Topuria starch Charles Oliveira out cold, and then after that I have to watch a promo package for John Jones's retirement, I might shoot myself in the fucking face.
Yeah, that
Simple
would be
as.
cheeky. And we're gonna get it as well. We're gonna get it.
I'd actually enjoy watching that. Are you planning on streaming it, Good Noodle, or where can we tune in?
Yeah, it'll be on Facebook
Wow.
Live.
You know, what's funny is, Noodle, if you survive the John Jones is the GOAT promo that they cut, like, you know, fucking, like, I mean, who cares, honestly? I mean,
I don't know. I just
by
don't
the
want to
way,
see.
like,
I don't want to see Oliveira unconscious, like not
You
waking
don't-
up, and he starts
okay,
like fucking
Noodle,
spasming,
Noodle.
having a seizure, and they're just like
Okay.
the GOAT.
all right, listen, Noodle, I know you don't want to see your husband beat up Charles Oliveira, you know,
Okay, buddy.
but sorry, Good Noodle MMA has a heavy crush on the Topuria brothers, actually. But
Okay.
Okay, you're wondering. Okay,
Why are you
Has
fantasizing
John
and
Jones-
making up
has John-
scenarios
has
of me
John
and other
Jones
men?
been axed? Because
It's a little bit gay.
he's posting loads of fucking crypto shit.
oh, you gotta.
Maybe
Jones
he's
is?
already thinking about the next stage. I don't know.
Or,
yeah,
or
apparently
is
he's
this
posting a load of shit.
it now? Is this what he's going to
Wait.
do with his fucking career? Like
Wait, you're
post fucking.
speculating that John Jones is gonna do like the last desperate attempt of every like Andrew Tate, like.
Oh no,
like the
he's
crypto
already
stuff.
doing that. He's already posting fucking crypto coins.
Wait, Jones is really?
That didn't take very
Boom,
long.
coin.
Yeah, he's already on it.
Well, didn't Moicano start doing that too?
And
Or not?
Poirier.
No, Moicano does
Oh.
Bitcoin, which is actually legit.
No,
like-
no, it's a different John Jones. Fucking hell.
All right, all right. So just
Fucking
as a
baited
quick
us.
just as a quick sidestep, then what do you think they do next for who do you think Tom Aspinall fights in his first
Gone.
true defense?
Oh my god.
Gone.
Even more
Okay,
Well
so it'll probably be gone, but the fight that the fight to make is Jelton Almeida versus
Yep. I'm right there with you.
Aspinall.
I think they might bypass Gone. I think they'll do Almeida.
Yeah, that would.
think
be-
they
I don't-
because,
Bro.
because
You go
Gone
on.
gets UFC privilege. He's in the infinite title shot glitch. Fucking
I think you're
right
right.
now.
I think you're right. But I think
All right,
Almeida's a more interesting fight to me.
I've got a bit of a wild one here. I was talking to Lane about this last night. Funnily enough, I don't think it's going to be either of them.
Really?
I reckon
Three?
it's going to be I reckon it's going to be Alex Pereira.
Oh,
Never.
Oh.
you
never,
got
never.
downs. No, I'm kidding. I'm
That's
joking.
retarded.
Sorry.
Frankie.
No, it's not.
Like,
No, it's not.
why would?
And I'll
why
tell
would
you why it's not retarded. I'll tell you why it's not retarded. Nobody really cares about the Cyril Gane fight. They all thought he lost to Volkov. Almeida hasn't
They
done
care
enough
less
yet.
about Pereira.
Wait, let me
than
finish.
they-
Let me finish.
All right,
Also, I
me
find it a bit strange, yeah, that like a week ago, Alex Pereira posts a video on his Twitter or wherever it was, showing that he's now weighing 240
don't-
pounds.
You really don't think that they push for the Ankalaev rematch?
No, I think what they're gonna do, I'm gonna double step on this here. I think that we're gonna get Tom Aspinall versus Alex Pereira because he needs a massive fight and a massive name for his first defense, and neither of the other two cut it. You can all talk about Gane deserving it or Almeida deserving it or whatever. It's not a big enough name after all the waiting that we've done. They need somebody
You're
to slot
right.
in there who's got
You're right.
worldwide name value. And 1 second, and on top of that, I also think that what's going to end up happening is they're going to do Khalil Roundtree versus Ankalaev as well.
No.
No,
I reckon those would be the two things that-
Goldberg's up
I
next,
reckon.
dude.
Well,
Hell no.
it makes
I
a
don't
lot
know.
of
happening.
I don't know.
business.
I would
But-
shoot myself if they did.
I don't
something
want to see
stupid like
Pereira
that.
get a title shot off. Like, I don't even like anyone getting a title shot off. Raw.
The thing is, yeah, with the Alex Pereira thing, you can sell it. You can sell it as first triple champion in UFC history. He's
Never
clearly walking
happened.
around it. He's clearly bulking up now. He's walking around at 240. I find the
Dude, he
timing a bit
always walked
coincidental.
around.
Yeah,
Is
but
all I'm
he's gonna
saying.
get fucking ragdolled and subbed in a minute.
Frankie,
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
Okay.
It does.
I didn't
Frankie,
ask it. I didn't
Frankie.
say it's going to be a good fight. I didn't say it's going to be a competitive
Okay.
fight. I said
it's good.
Hold on,
It's
hold
going
the
to be
way
a
that the
name.
UFC, is
reckon-
operating in the last 5-10 years, this makes the most sense to me.
No.
I reckon that Aspinall might actually be able to snap Pereira in half.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean,
I don't
pick him
disagree
up
with that.
and like literally
okay.
snap him in two.
I don't think anyone disagrees that Aspinall would finish Pereira faster than he's finished anybody. But the thing is that Alex Pereira, even moving up to light heavyweight, had to fight Jan Blachowicz before a title shot. He had coming off
They'd give
a
him
loss.
Gone. Honestly, if they're gonna try and do that, they'll give Alex Pereira Gone because
It'll
Gone's not gonna
be
try and grapple
Gane.
him. He could beat Gone, and then they could set it up, and they'd be like, oh well, he proved himself at heavyweight, so now it's the Aspinall
Pereira's
fight.
not beating Gane. Pereira's not
Yes,
beating Gane.
he could. Gone is shit, dude. He got wobbled by
Gane's
Volkov with a
not
spinning
shit,
back
dude.
fist.
Gane
Gane is
not
terrible.
shit. He almost
He
beat
lost his last
Ngannou.
fight.
Shut the fuck up. He almost beat Ngannou, dude. Like
I'm
Ngannou-
amazed. I'm amazed though, Giuliano. I'm saying you're amazed, seeing as you know how the UFC
Recently
operates.
he's looked shit. How about that?
You
I'll put it that
seeing
way.
how the UFC operates here, that you can't see
Yeah,
them
and
doing this.
I'm not.
It's
okay.
retarded. It's retarded according to you that could happen,
Yeah.
The UFC does
yeah.
retarded
which is
shit.
a mad thing to say.
What? Wait. What did I say was
That it's
retarded? Cheddarhead's bet against me that Beneil Dariush is
No.
gonna beat Moicano? Definitely.
No, I'm saying that they could do Aspinall versus Pereira. I don't think there's anything retarded about it.
I think they will do it. I just don't think it'll be for his first defense. I really don't.
Yeah.
And the
I
only
don't
reason
think so, yeah.
the only reason I think that is because I think Alex in his head honestly believes that he can beat Ankalaev. And I feel like he wants that back. He really wants that back. And that would be the only thing. Unless, like you say, they drop Alex loads of money and they say, we need
Pereira
you.
took down Ankalaev.
What?
Pereira took down Ankalaev. The only takedown landed in that fight was from Pereira. He fucking
but he got
he got
pretty much
finished at the end of the second round.
About it, like it doesn't mean anything.
Pereira had his year, man. That's it. But
His
also,
year.
I think it
year,
makes all. I think
singular.
they can.
Okay.
I think they can sell this so hard. I really think they can.
All right.
I agree with brutally honest. I think Pereira wants this Ankalaev win back. I think it is an approachable
me too.
matchup for him
I
too.
agree with that.
He knows that he didn't get taken
Also-
down in the first fight. Like he never actually got taken down by Ankalaev. I think he's gonna throw with more conviction. He's gonna sit down on more of his shots, like he should have in the first fight.
And
Dude,
he's gonna
honestly, like,
lose again. But
I think Alex Pereira like isn't even that good of an MMA fighter. They kind of
yeah, I agree with Idaho. I also think that.
He's been
I
very
also think that like if O'Malley gets a rematch and dominant champions that are defeated typically get immediate rematches, you know, Izzy, etc. Right? That yes, Pereira that will be Ankalaev's first title defense.
Big Yank, you're fucking high, dude. I don't even know what the Shamil Ghaziev's better than Bob
Dude,
Aspinall.
he is. Dude, Shamil Gaziev is literally the GOAT of MMA. And if you don't believe that, you're wrong.
I mean, is this a new awesome
thank you,
Lobov
Antec.
thing? Is it that
Antec is
everyone's trying to
absolutely right.
force? And the Gazee thing, you're never going to sell me on that shit. I know it's meant to be a meme, but it's not funny. Fuck off.
Unless he's doing
Like, let's just like all these
wing
fucking
sprints
people that
uphill.
think that Jairzinho Rosenstruck is the fucking GOAT because he got kicked out of the UFC. Like, you know,
Dude,
quicker than-
Tuivasa is still there. Rosenstruck. Yo, I have a potentially compelling reason why Aspinall would want to fight Gane first, and that would be
Okay, let's hear it.
That would be to finish him faster than Jones did.
Hey, to be fair, what was it? What minute?
2 minutes and it was like 2 minutes 33 seconds or 23 seconds for Jones to beat Gane. I mean, I reckon that Aspinall could beat him faster.
I mean, statistically, yeah. Like, he's literally finished basically... majority of his fights are finished in, like, about a minute flat.
I mean, the real problem is that John Jones left the heavyweight division a mess, and it was a mess as soon as he came in. And now we're speculating what shitty ass fight is Tom Aspinall gonna have, but it's like there's no hype behind it.
I mean, there really is. There's the Volkov rematch. There's Almeida. There's like, you know.
Well,
Which is why I think it's going to go to Alex Pereira. None of those sound enticing to anyone.
That's a good point.
Have you heard about Francis Ngannou though? He did say that he wants to come back to the UFC.
They are not.
I don't
bro,
think that he's
hell
still got one more
Dude,
fight.
Dana
left on his
will
PFL
never let
contract as
Ngannou
well.
fight in the UFC. As long as Dana's CEO, he's not letting that shit happen.
I don't think Dana.
Ngannou.
I don't think Dana has the level of say that you think he does.
No,
when it comes to that.
Maybe not.
Dana's already
Dana
spoke
would
on it.
absolutely
Dana's
let him
spoke
back.
on it already. He said he'd be open to talks, but he said what Francis says in public is different to what he wants behind closed doors. That's Dana's take on it. But he said the door is open. We would negotiate. That would be the fight to make.
It's the only one that could compare.
If that was like, if you want a legitimate heavyweight and not Alex Pereira, light heavyweight, middreweight, stepping up to heavyweight. If you want legitimacy, then it's Francis. That is the only fight with name stardom.
I agree. Listen, I agree.
I reckon that fight does 1.5 million pay-per-view buys if you give it a good undercard.
But again, he still has one more fight on his contract with PFL, so it can't happen in the foreseeable future. And there's a lot more to negotiate than just that. Dana hates
it's
him.
not.
There's
It's
a whole
an
issues
odd
going on.
call. Yeah, it's an odd call.
Also, it'd be really hypocritical for Francis to come back after all the shit that he said.
Yeah, because the reason why he left was
but since then he's had a child die. He's gone through some shit. You know, like it changes your perspective.
Yeah, that's a good.
Maybe he's more humble. Maybe he's more humble. Fucking hell. You look rough, mate. What the fuck have you been doing?
Don't you know, Bruno? He was on UK. He was on UK. Yeah, he was on some UK fight time last night. He got a real taste of it. Yeah.
I tell you, I always say this, and I've finally experienced it. You European MMA fans are fucking insane people.
Very true. Very true.
Insane. How do you watch this live? It's madness, man. I just wanted to throw in a box. I know Giuliano loves a bet. So I'm going to set up a scenario. I want to just listen and see if anyone makes this bet with him, okay? The UFC essentially erased Mighty Mouse from the books and Francis Ngannou because they did the already. How much has John Jones embarrassed Dana White by Dana White getting John Jones the money, publicly back for a year, and then just bouncing and doing another hit and run? What are the
never. You know why? You know, no, they'll make
that
him.
There
they'll
is
make
no
him like
package
the
turns at
poster boy.
UFC 317. Go on.
No, there's no way. There's no way because he's the UFC's Ali.
They might drop Aspinall.
They need a go of the sport to be legitimized as a sport. That's something they've been fighting for a while, is to be seen as a legitimate sport. And they need their LeBron James. They need their Muhammad Ali. So they will bend over backwards for him.
Unfortunately, with the legacy,
they'll erase all his negatives. They'll be like, he was a king. He didn't need to fight. He went out as a champ. That's how they'll sell it.
His only loss
he
on
went
his record
out on
is
top.
beating up his opponent too badly.
They do.
Dude,
so
Jones fights Aspinall.
They also threw GSP at us.
Yeah,
they did. Yeah,
anybody.
I mean, I don't know if you got the vibe that night, but Dana White looked legitimately furious.
They threw GSP under the bus.
Yeah.
Because GSP ran away.
But at the time, I don't think they were as
I don't think
corporate.
Jones fights Aspinall.
Now,
I don't think.
Now,
So
we're in a
just by the
different
way, they're
era.
throwing
We're in the corporate era.
Francis under the bus. They're throwing Mighty Mouse under the bus. They're throwing GSP under the bus.
They threw Francis under a motorcycle, maybe.
That's what I'm talking about, Frankie. Dana White.
Yeah, I don't think.
And they get a whole Saudi money.
Yeah.
And Muslim money.
That oil money, cuz.
Yeah, I think the ropes they had to jump through to set up the payday for Jones is gonna, because you know that.
Yeah. I'll listen back.
And there he goes. There he goes. I don't think he's wrong about this. I think there's a lot of embarrassment that's going to be going on behind the scenes, and he could not hide his rage when he was
Yeah, dude,
giving
he
this
was
announcement.
fucking, dude, he was livid, bro. He literally, look at him. He looked like vintage Dana White out there.
Yeah,
He
with
looked
the red
fucking
face.
pissed. After
Yeah.
fucking Anderson Silva fought, I think, was it Damian Maya in Abu
Are you-
Dhabi,
are
and it
you
was
right?
like a stinker.
Yeah.
Like, dude, he
Dude,
literally looked so pissed.
Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah, but look
Yeah,
what
hold
Jones
on,
has
hold on.
done to the UFC in many circumstances, and they've always just sucked it up, pushed it under a rug, and gone. He's the guy that we want to be the brand when
I agree with that.
Jones
Yeah.
is this. He's leaving behind a legacy for the UFC that they can show his highlights. They can say he was the best ever. That's why there's this joke between Dana and Jones, like the having sex and stuff behind closed doors. He's been going round on all these podcasts, bigging up John Jones because of that. He wants him to be seen is the best ever. He wants to be seen as this violent killer that no one could ever touch. And I don't think Dana White thinks like that in reality.
If you look at the way he frames it, when he's always talking about the going into the room and he's the only one who comes out, that shit. It's very clear that he wants John Jones to be seen as the greatest combat sports athlete of all time, and that
I don't think
he
anyone's
can't
disagreeing
go back
with
on that. I don't think he can go back on that narrative now.
Frankie, no disagreements. I just don't think. Like, I mean, okay, at this point it's unlikely, but I don't see it.
It's more than unlikely. It's more than unlikely. Let's not be silly now. Let's not be silly, Gilly. It is beyond unlikely.
Hey, that rhymes.
So many fighters have retired and come back and gotten immediate title shots.
Jones is not coming back.
I think that there's.
I would like him not to, Noodle.
I think that there's a chance, but it's like Dumb and Dumber when.
I'm not saying he doesn't come back. I mean, there's a distinct possibility that does happen, but he's not fucking coming back in November, bro.
Yeah, I think it's like Dumb and
that
Dumber.
is dead.
If he
Remember
comes
when
back,
the chick tells him that he's got a 1 in a
if he
million
comes back,
shot,
he's
and
coming
like,
back
"So
for a
you're saying
champion that
there's
doesn't
a
know how to
chance."
grapple like Pereira. If Pereira somehow becomes a heavyweight champ, he will come back in a fucking instant.
Yeah,
Of course
He
he
can
would.
just double leg him and submit him.
No, because the only thing that can save John Jones's legacy as of now is if Tom Aspinall fights his next fight and gets fucking whomped out.
I don't get it. So you guys are all saying that because he doesn't fight Tom, it ruins his legacy?
Think about the era we live in now. He's gonna be dealing with this for the next however many years.
What I think is
every time he makes a post, every time he says something, there's gonna be
10
bucks in
years.
the fucking.
He'll be hated, but then like
Idaho. What I'm saying is that by not fighting Aspinall as the heavyweight champion, not fighting the interim champion before retirement, after a fucking 2-year buildup, basically, that tarnishes his leg, like fucks him out of $30 million or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like a little bit. It's a stain, but I don't think it tarnishes his legacy.
Dude, his legacy has been tarnished by PEDs. That's not the fucking point. The point.
No,
like,
it
we're talking about
hasn't. No, it
tarnishing.
hasn't.
Yeah, no, it definitely hasn't. There's always going to be that sect of MMA fans that go, "Well, Anderson Silva was on drugs," but it's like, I don't know. If you live in reality, if you live in reality, you know that most fighters are taking PEDs anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
And
because everybody does it. Makes it.
The only one that I would ever question is EPO. And if you fight like a fucking machine, if you're like your cardio's like stupidly amazing and you're taking EPO, that's a direct result of the fucking PED that you're taking. A lot of the ones that they're taking are to aid recovery.
Yeah,
not fucking.
And they should be able to, but like
they should. I think they should.
They should be able
Of course,
I mean, it's like
steroids.
Okay, explain to me how GSP beat every fighter in the TRT era, and he wasn't magically on TRT himself. Like that's bullshit. He was on it. Have you seen his frame? Like he's got such a exactly.
Like,
yeah,
he should not have been a welterweight. He should have been probably featherweight, lightweight, maybe. But he was a big guy for his frame.
And he was in the division that had all those fucking guys that were on fucking Peds, and like it's somehow he magically beat him, and he was the only one that was clean. I don't believe that.
Yeah, I don't buy it. I don't buy
Yep,
it.
I'm living in that fairy tale land. That's the world I
No,
choose to live
that's
in.
fine. But then you have to call out anybody who fails a drug test.
No, I don't. I
Anybody-
make my own rules.
Okay, fair enough. I play by my own rules. All right, no
Yo,
worries.
can I address something?
All
I'm
right,
a bell
now
end.
we erase Jones from the history
Proper.
books. Fuck Jones. I win.
That's cool, man. I mean, but it really, like, you do understand that you're a very small segment of the fan base.
Yeah, can I ask
Like
Good
10 years
Noodle?
later,
Nope,
it's not gonna fucking matter.
we are the entire fan base.
Okay,
We
no,
believe
Good
in this.
Noodle, Good Noodle. It's a bit suspect that you've not got your camera on, and it sounds like you're sucking on something.
I'm eating
It really
food.
does.
Fuck.
It really. Okay, Good
Are
Noodle
you?
doesn't want.
Yes, I'm
everyone
eating
to
pretzels.
See.
Watch, ready?
Okay,
Listen for the
Good
crunch.
Noodle has
Back
an
up
Ilias
from the camera like a
poster
foot.
and a smaller Alexander Tapuria poster that you
Oh my
know
God.
with the lipstick kisses all over them.
Can someone mute Good Noodle while he's sucking that dick? All I hear is, oh my god!
Dude, I love.
Fuck's sake, man!
Oh, my
He's gonna suck your
word.
dick in private, man.
Dude,
Try and listen
to
really
the
honest, I
audio,
love
he's
you
making
so
a good
much, bro.
point.
The raw piggishness of that is
Yo,
so good.
yo, but it's like, okay, like for 10 years, John Jones is gonna have to deal with the stain of his legacy. But it's like 20 years from now, you think people are gonna really give that much of a fuck? There'll
No,
always
they
be,
won't.
there'll always be a connotation at the end of the John Jones conversation. Well, he ducked Aspinall, but it's like, who fucking cares? He was undefeated in mixed martial arts, greatest
Obamacare.
fighter of all
Well, I
time,
mean,
hands down. Like, I don't think that
You
it's
have to
really dug
remember.
that much
I mean,
legacy.
you got to remember that he's got an asterisk
Right.
already for that bullshit.
Yeah, but
that
you've got to think
DQ loss.
a lot of fight fans are absolute fucking idiots. They're not like us where they're checking fucking Tapology and looking at fucking records and going back and rewatching fights. They just get told by the promotion he was the fucking best that ever
UFC
was,
edits.
the best that will ever be, and he's beat everyone. And that's all they fucking need to know. They're like, yes, he's the fucking king. The new generation. After this generation will be told John Jones is the best, and that's all they'll ever know. The current generation, they'll know, and they might say, well, you did that, but the new generation will go, fuck you. Look at him choke out Machida. Look at him. He dropped him like he was fucking dead. They won't give a fuck what these new gens say. They won't give a fuck. So that's my take on it. In like you say, I know, in 20 years, no one will give a flying fuck about the question marks. They won't. They'll get told he's the best that ever was, and that is all they'll need to know.
I mean, unless Aspinall supplants his legacy.
He won't. He doesn't have time.
I don't know about that, man. I mean,
Okay.
you know,
My problem with all of this is that I do think that we do have a very fickle community, and when Aspinall loses, and he will lose eventually, the argument will be that imagine what John Jones would have done to him, and that's what John Jones is clinging on to now.
well,
And I
he's
think we're
already
gonna get,
got-
because the
I
thing
mean,
is
he
that in
already has
heavyweight,
the-
in
Tom-
heavyweight, the thing is you can talk all the shit you want about Gon. I'm not saying Gon's elite or anything. In heavyweight fighting, there's always the risk of getting one shot KO'd, no matter who you are. You
know
make
what,
one
Tom?
mistake and you're going for a fucking nap.
Well, I
And
mean,
John
what
Jones
Tom's
will
done
eventually.
now?
I mean,
John Jones will
Tom-
be waiting for that to happen. Go ahead. Sorry.
Tom has backed himself into a corner now because he cannot do what John Jones has done. He cannot go at the end of his career. I'm not fighting the number one contender. I'm not backing. He's in a position now when the UFC come to him and say, right, we've got the new next star. You're the champion. He's the number one contender. You're fighting him.
I mean, that's fair enough.
He's
Yeah.
going, he's not
okay.
going to be able to go. I'm done. He's
But
not.
I also think that Tom Aspinall has achieved what he wants to. He's the undisputed champion now. He's basically chased the GOAT out of the sport. That's always going to be the narrative, regardless of whether he loses or not. He's going to make a shit ton more money
I also
He's up.
think that. Sorry.
as long as he
I also
doesn't get
think that-
starched in his next fight. Sorry, carry on, Jude.
tell us
Gilly.
about another
Yes.
bet.
Sorry, I'm literally trying. Yeah, I'm literally trying to get away from fucking speakers and shit outside without being in the sun. All right. Oh, nice. Okay, this is perfect. All right. So
Cheddarhead has a
Um,
question for you.
It's just don't derail him. He was about to start talking again.
Can we go back to shotguns question after?
All right, here.
No.
So what you just described really, it's a situation that they put Marab in, like, right away with 4 months turnaround after winning the belts. He had to fight the #1 contender, which was Umar. The only person in the division that was a threat to him. I mean, at
the end of your career. I mean, when you're done. Like you should be retiring. When you're at the end of your career, and those fighters that take the one last fight, and they should have hung the boots up maybe a year or two ago, and they carry on fighting. Aspinall is going to be made to fight until he can no longer fight anymore. He'll get knocked out about 3 or 4 times in a row, and they'll use him like they do every champion. And he's back.
But what it doesn't take away from is
getting knocked out.
You're already preaching the demise of Aspinall, and like he hasn't even defended.
It happens to every fighter, dude.
It happens to every fight. I mean, how many fighters can you name? How many fighters can you name on your hand right now
inshallah,
that got out of the sport without getting fucking destroyed on their way out of it?
Oh, there was that fucking fat fucking.
There's probably it would be hard to name 5.
Habib, Tony Ferguson.
Habib didn't fight past his prime.
Tony
Ferguson until he was 30. Carry on. I'll wait.
Tony Ferguson.
Demetrius Johnson.
Yeah.
Demetrius Johnson lost a bunch of times, and he went out losing to Cejudo. So they bounced him out.
Yeah, but that's not getting.
He's the one champ. He was the one champ.
You're acting like.
So I'll give you Mighty Mouse because he went out on the top of the sport retrospectively. Like he won't be seen as. Carry on.
Okay, honestly, GSP.
Yeah,
George. That's 3. Yeah. George is 3.
Okay, all right.
Anderson Silva.
Anderson Silva got splattered about 95 times on his way out.
We're disputing GSP straight off because GSP went out on his own terms the first retirement after Big Rig, and then he chose not to fight for fucking years. He came back for the easiest fight that he knew he could win. A one-eyed Bisping at the end of his career. And then fucked off. So he went out on his terms. The UFC were fuming about it, not the UFC's terms. And usually it's the way around.
I got a good one. Bobby Green.
Right.
Maybe Matt Serra. Just because he...
Yeah, but he was... I think that the question is more like what champion that was at the pinnacle of the sport.
Yeah. Okay. Fuck. Like...
The point that I'm making is, even if you can name 5, the history of the sport tells us in everything. The history of the sport tells us in everything that this is what happens. They chew you up, spit you out. That's how it goes.
I mean, it is professional fighting.
It happens 99.9% of the time.
3 of his last 4 fights, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. So what you guys are saying basically is that John Jones is somehow responsible for Tom Aspinall. I mean, I guess that's true. He held up the division, but you're already forecasting Aspinall being fucking ragdolled and knocked out and shit,
what I'm saying, basically. But what I'm saying is because Tom Aspinall was expecting John Jones to do that, to go out on his shield, get knocked out. Yeah. And now Tom Aspinall is in that position that at the end of his career, he's going to have to take the most dangerous fights and he's going to have to pass the guard. He cannot.
At heavyweight.
He will be a worse duck than John Jones now because he called John Jones out so much, chased him for 2 years to fight him. Now Aspinall's in that position where he has got to take those fights.
He can't avoid it.
In that time he got his win back against Curtis Blades. He wasn't totally inactive, and now he's a champion. So
I'm just saying towards the later in his years.
Another reason why Tom will never surpass John Jones' legacy as a fighter, like at a heavyweight.
I mean, I don't think that's in dispute. I don't think that's what Tom's aiming for.
What I'm trying to say right now, one thing that's going to hurt
John Jones' legacy is at light heavyweight, by the way.
Yeah, you're absolutely
right. Go ahead, Idaho. Go ahead.
What I'm trying to say is that, and I don't think you can argue this, we're at a historically low, and maybe not historically, but we're at least tied with a historically low point in heavyweight combat sports as a whole. Like,
Can I
this
say
era of
something? I
heavyweight
need to
sucks absolute dick, and
I need to butt
Tom
in here and
Aspinall's
say something.
basically already beaten all the best guys in the UFC.
Yeah, but what about Phil DeFreeze, Idaho?
Hold on.
Yo, fuck Phil DeFree.
I've got something to say. So Aspinall's potential to maybe have the ability to surpass Jones's legacy is possible. It's just the division that he's in is so shallow that he can't. It's impossible because the division is just so shallow.
There's one way. There's
What I
one way.
just said.
There's one way that Aspinall does it, and this is the only way that he does it. Is every fight he finishes in the first round from now till the end of his career.
Until the end of his career.
If he,
Well, and also,
And then
I
there's
feel like
no
you
one
have to-
left, and then there's
I'd
no
have to-
one left, which will never happen, and then he
Francis
leaves.
too. Somehow.
Or people separate.
yeah.
Or people separate.
If he gets like a
Jones's
Pereira and
Jeez.
Ngannou on his resume, yes. Like he needs what you guys just
Why does
described.
Pereira fucking matter, dude?
Pereira doesn't matter.
I think he's a
Okay,
sick win. Legacy wise, I think he's a
hold on,
sick
hold on.
win.
Here's a way for
Yes.
like those
Yes.
legacies to be separate. If people remember that Jones's legacy is at light heavyweight, if you compare
about this?
Jones's heavyweight legacy to Aspinall's in 3 years, it's not even close. So,
Yeah,
I
okay,
mean,
Idaho.
Yeah,
How
I
about
think
this? How about this?
Overall
He
legacy.
beats
Overall
Pereira.
legacy.
If he beats Pereira on the feet, no takedowns.
I don't know there is such a thing.
Yeah, he could definitely do that.
I'm
Pereira's
no, I'm
not that
saying
good.
like to have a win like that. That's crazy because Alex is a really good kickboxer. Like he's really good like striker. I think that'd be a sick win to have on your resume. I'm
He's
saying
glory
like,
double
what you
champ,
guys
but-
described of like winning every fight from now till he retires, right? And then having
All right.
having the name value of
Before
Ngannou and
before we can talk about Tom Aspinall potentially being the MMA GOAT, which is a ridiculous conversation to have at this point.
I don't think
We've
it'll.
got-
I don't
we've
think
got-
it'll happen.
We've got to first of all talk about him setting the first goal, which will be to become the heavyweight GOAT, which will mean he's going to have to beat.
2 more defenses. He's done.
Depends who it's against.
He's
Gone. Give him Gone.
If he beats
and-
Gon, Pereira, and
Gone,
if they
Almeida,
get Ngannou in
stop
there,
talking-
it's
okay,
over.
No.
Frankie,
Gone,
Frankie,
Pereira. Okay,
Pereira's
without
not-
Ngannou.
Oh,
Without
God.
Ngannou. Gone. Gone, Pereira, and
Don't
Almeida.
say
He's the
Pereira.
heavyweight GOAT.
No,
I'll say
it would
Pereira
be
if I fucking
it would
want
be,
to.
Oh my god, it would be Gone, Almeida. Okay,
Almeida
Pereira's
is
not moving
Almeida is
on.
dog
not
shit.
say
I'm not.
these-
Who cares about
Do
Almeida?
not
He
say
does
these
it.
Latin American last
Frankie,
names who live in
Frankie.
LA, Giuliano. I don't understand that.
This is the same Almeida who got fucking wet blanketed by Curtis Blades. I don't want to hear about Almeida. I don't want to hear about him.
Okay, all right,
You mean
Frankie.
put out by
Frankie.
Curtis
The
Blades?
Almeida,
Frankie,
the Almeida
wait,
win,
Frankie,
the Almeida
Frankie,
win,
It's a
the
fresh
Almeida
win. That's the
win,
point we're making.
the
It's just a
Almeida
fresh
win would not rank above the Blades win for that very reason.
No,
Putting
okay,
him on
I'm
the
not
list
saying
is
what we're
pretty
saying
I don't think we
is
should
that
get. I think
It's
Almeida
a fresh
should.
win. The division is so shallow. It's a fresh win for his legacy.
Okay, all right. 2 things. First of all, Almeida, Frankie, like
Almeida.
pretzels up your boy Pereira.
Almeida.
The British guys can
easily.
say Almeida's last name, Giuliano.
No, but you're saying
I-
you're saying he pretzels him up, but he hasn't done it though.
Wait, Almeida.
fine.
Has,
You saying Almeida
Almeida-
beats Pereira is fine,
Yeah, Almeida.
but he hasn't
Almeida-
done it.
Okay, but
It's a
like,
stupid argument to make.
Okay,
is
but
what
it's
I'm
a
saying.
stupid. It's a stupid an argument to make that Pereira's going up to heavyweight.
Are you
and that's
telling
gonna
me?
be
Are
the
you
most
telling me?
goated-
Are you honestly telling me, yeah, that having fucking Jelton Almeida on your record is bigger than having fucking
No,
Alex Pereira
I'm
on
not.
your
I'm
record?
not yet. If okay, so here's what I'm saying. All right, let's say they make Almeida versus Volkov. Okay, and Almeida beats Volkov.
I don't think
Then-
you understand how the casual fan base operates. We're talking about a 2 weight
don't
division
care.
champion that is going for a 3rd belt. We're not asking about your opinion. We're saying in terms of what your opinion matters. I'm saying in terms of the whole like MMA landscape and the way that the
No, I
public talks about it.
get what you mean.
Pereira is a 2-time. He's in he's in that elite club of what 7, 8,
really
9
don't think-
fighters.
I think you're overestimating Pereira, dude. It's very fly
No,
by
I'm
night,
not
man.
saying Pereira.
O'Malley
I'm not
was
saying
fucking-
Pereira has a
Where's
singular
this-
chance
yeah,
of beating Tom Aspinall. I don't
Okay,
think
but
he,
where
that's
does
not what I'm
Kevin Lee
saying.
fit into all this?
I
Where does
get-
Kevin
I
Lee
get-
fit
I
into all this?
understand.
That's the question we should be asking.
It's not though,
Yeah, sorry,
Frankie. My question, Frankie, because I do understand your point, Frankie. Like it doesn't escape me, but like do you really think? I mean, like O'Malley's 15 minutes of fame were gone very quickly. Like he was nowhere near as popular in the second Marab fight. I think Pereira is not.
Oh my god. Are you comparing Sean O'Malley to Tom Aspinall at this moment?
No.
I'm
No,
what point are you trying to make though? What's
I don't
what's
know.
the
I
point
don't
that
know.
you're trying to
I'm
make?
saying, Frankie, what I'm saying is I don't.
No,
think
the point
Pereira
is
the
with
draw.
Pereira.
I don't think he's
the point
the
is
draw that you're saying.
who's a bigger Jordan Pereira at heavyweight?
Oh.
Draw.
Good point.
Not what's a better fight. What's a bigger draw?
I know. He's retired.
Yeah, John.
There is
Jones.
none.
John Jones.
Kevin Lee.
He's retired. He's gone.
John Jones. John Jones.
Francis Ngannou,
Francis,
maybe.
But it's,
John
yeah,
Jones.
it's like
No,
And we
I
can't
don't
get
think
that.
Ngannou-
We can't get
I don't
that.
think Ngannou
Not
has
right
the pull
now.
that Pereira does right now. Right now,
John
I don't
Jones.
think Ngannou has the pull that Pereira does. Pereira, dude, I'll go to work and people who have never watched an MMA fight in their life know Poatan.
They know who. Yeah,
They know
who Pereira is.
Poatan, and they know Chama, and I'm like,
Yeah.
how the fuck do you know that?
And if
They
you
don't-
don't
they don't watch
understand that's
MMA.
how the USC operates, I don't know what to say to you. It's all about the casual, bringing the casuals. They've got us already. They've got us.
Yeah, but what I believe that Alex has done more and showed more of his personality than half of the roster have ever done. By just coming out, staring, having stare-offs at his opponent outside the ring,
Shooting
being
fucking
stoic.
bows and arrows. Yeah.
all
I agree.
that is
Just being
fucking
stoic.
like
And
2 years.
It's fucking
You
amazing
asked-
moments
Like
that
2
people
years,
can
Alex
have.
was carrying the promotion.
I've got
agree.
this for you. I've got this for you. Ask one of my coworkers. Oh, hey, did you catch that Suma Dewerji fight on back a couple months ago? Who the fuck is that? Oh, do you know Pereira? Yeah, Shama, dude. Like, there's nobody.
because they're
Nobody
not-
has
they-
And
that
they
pull.
most people will be saying the same shit about Almeida and to a lesser extent Cyril Gane as well.
Yeah,
And that's my point. You can't have a year of this going on and then they go, we're gonna get fucking Tom Aspinall and the guy that John's choked out in a minute and a half.
Yeah.
Like no one gives a shit. And you can't give Almeida, who got fucking destroyed by Curtis Blades, who Tom Aspinall destroyed. If you can't see,
Maybe we're getting the rubber match between Blades and Aspinall.
He got knocked the fuck out. What are you talking about? He got knocked the
He
fuck
got
out by Curtis
destroyed.
Blades.
He
And that's
wrecked
looking
Curtis
terrible.
Blades.
After Blades' performance against Kuniev, that looks terrible.
It does.
the disgusting
In
thing about all of this
hindsight.
now is we're all happy to see John Jones gone, but the problem is, look where it leaves us.
Yeah.
This is the problem.
It speaks to the state of the heavyweight division. Like if heavyweight had like the amount of contenders coming up that welterweight did, then I don't even think this would be a problem.
The thing is, it's not just about contenders though, is it? Like look at how a lot of people feel about Alex. He's not the best. He's not the best fighter, but like Frankie says, he's a big name. He's a spectacle. He brings eyes to the
Also-
sport. Everyone would get behind that fucking hype train. Oh, will he? Won't he?
every
He's
other
coming
division-
up. Can he be a free weight champion? They can.
That's what
there's
I'm
the
saying.
story.
That's the selling
other
point.
Why
division
are the
has
UFC not building more
established fighters
fucking
in it.
characters?
Who
That's
is-
the problem.
Who is the Dustin Poirier of heavyweight? There isn't one.
But this is
Who
the
is
problem,
fucking
though.
Kamaru
This is the
Usman of
problem.
heavyweight? There's nobody.
There is no
There's
way.
nobody.
If
That
you
division's
put Alex Pereira and Tom Aspinall as his next fight, I guarantee you it sells like
As
fuck.
his first, Frankie, as his
I
first
guarantee-
title defense, as his first title
Yeah.
defense.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes. You can sell that 1,000,000%.
That is
Free-
that is a bigger fight than anything you
potential
can make.
than anything. It's the only thing that's left that's marquee.
Or
It's
Frank,
Gone-
Give
yeah,
it,
Gone
give it a
is-
good undercard, it'll sell 1 million.
or
The pros of that is Alex can go back down to light heavy if he decides to stick around. It doesn't really
if he
take
wins-
anything off him. And if he wins, it's fucking phenomenal. But
Yeah.
the UFC are not going to want him fucking win. They'll want
If
Aspinall
we win,
absolutely
yeah.
smash him. That's
If
what
he
they'll
wins,
want.
if he goes and beats Anchor Live, we 1,000,000% get that
And
fight.
you know what's
Oh, yeah.
1,000,000%.
I know you guys don't give a shit about this, but you know what's really funny is Rico Verhoeven just fought on Glory 100, and he actually fought Artem Bahitov, the last guy that Alex Pereira fought in kickboxing. And I did a podcast immediately after, and we basically were having the same conversations. It's like
I also
There's no
have
big-
an idea.
there's no big draw in the sport unless you get some guy from another promotion to fight him. You
I
know?
have a proposition, and I want you guys to tell me if this is a good idea or a terrible idea or a mid idea. I don't know.
Spoiler
So-
alert. This is probably going to be retarded, but let's hear it.
Okay. Oh yeah, it might be. It might be.
Or
They
gay.
should take Jan Blachowicz, Rakic, maybe an Ozdemir or a
Rakic.
Krylov. Hear me out.
Wait, let him
Hear me the
finish.
fuck.
Let
Hear me
him
the fuck
finish.
out. Pay them to move up to heavyweight. We need names there. We need names at heavyweight. Jan Blachowicz shouldn't be making the cut to 205 right now. Pay him to go up to fucking heavyweight, dude. Pay him to go up to heavyweight. Why not? Get
Wait,
I
fresh
mean, he was a
names.
he was a
Are you
former he was a
wait,
former
wait, wait.
middleweight.
Are you
He was a former
suggesting that
middleweight.
the UFC pay fighters more to do something? That'll never. That's just the
Fair
most
enough.
stupidest thing
No,
I've ever
but
heard.
like,
in my
okay,
life.
maybe not pay them more, but like they should be like, hey, dude, we'll give you an extra 20% of your purse if you
They'll
fucking
never
go
do
up to
that.
heavyweight.
never do
I think
anything.
they would to save heavyweight.
No, but
Okay,
again,
alright.
what you're asking for is a middleweight, a guy who's a former middleweight. A lot of them former middleweights to go up to heavyweight.
Rakic wasn't a former middleweight, I don't think. Neither was
Rakic is
Jan Blachowicz.
not going up to heavyweight.
Rakic would not be a big heavyweight.
Rakic would
though.
never, or nor would Krylov.
I'm just saying, like,
maybe.
in terms of name value, people who are in that limbo division of 205 right now, where they've kind of lost a fight.
But light
recently,
heavyweight is
about
cooked as
to-
well.
Okay, Noodle. What about Azamat Mirzakhanov goes up to heavyweight? That actually is.
I like
interesting.
that, but I think he's good at light heavyweight. But I like that idea because he
He's
is kind of a
perfect
bit
at
like,
light heavyweight.
yeah.
Outside of the UFC, what options do we have if they can?
This is the
Poach.
question we need to be asking. This is the question we need to
Because
be
that
asking.
that is for me is where
Okay,
they need to be
so
looking. They need to be
honestly,
looking to
Idaho-
bring in.
They
bring
need
in
real,
We've got
real
Idaho
heavyweights.
hates this, but me and Isha agree that Phil DeFries could potentially.
Okay, but how
do-
many fights? How
Well,
he would have
Freeze
to come
fucking
into.
sucks.
He hates him so much. But like honestly, Phil DeFries, sure.
Vadim Nemkov is not a bad shout.
Oh yeah, Nemkov. Nemkov's a great idea.
Nemkov?
actually.
Nemkov's not a bad shout.
Wow.
The thing is that
hey,
he's not hugely known, but he's
But
good.
who's the one that we all know outside? Like it would sell
Rico
because
Verhoeven?
Enan Ferreira. He's,
You already got melted.
Yeah,
got melted
right,
already.
I know he got melted.
But if you're gonna get Henan in there, if you're gonna get
he's
Henan
he's
in there, why not
marketable
get
under the
Ngannou?
UFC's eyes.
Okay.
He's a
Grime-
I think he's
he's a
an easy
giant.
win for Tom.
Grimey's bringing up Anatoly Malikin, and that would have been a good choice like 3-4 years ago. But Eddie Hall, yeah.
What do you mean, Eddie
you
Hall?
fucking
Yeah, he's like
shitting
400
me?
pounds. Man. What the fuck are you talking about?
Eddie Hall and Tom Aspinall are like best friends. Like that'll never
Alright,
happen.
sorry, carry on.
I'm the
Sorry,
only
carry
one
on. I can never. Oh,
Sometimes I can't tell if you're joking or not. My bad.
sorry, carry on.
I mean, Eddie, actually, why not Eddie Hall for fuck's sake? It's like the
Because they're
division
best
of
friends. They train together.
Like-
And
It'll
he's
never happen.
400 pounds. He's 400
I have
pounds.
an idea.
He's super
I know.
heavyweight.
I know.
Yeah,
who,
but imagine-
John Jones
Imagine that weight
or,
cut though,
Tom.
and he
No, what
Imagine-
we need,
How
what we
about- how
need,
about
what
this?
we
How about
need
this?
is a
Dan
super
Ige
heavyweight
on 2
division.
hours notice. Dan Ige
No.
on 2 hours
No,
notice.
here it is. You ready? Seika Izawa, the greatest fighter on the planet right now, versus Tom Aspinall. Fucking banger event. That's
Volkanovski on a
California.
week's notice.
I think
Sam
you'd rather
Alvey.
see a. Sorry, go on, Sam Alvey.
Sam
love Sam
Alvey,
Alvey.
bro. Come on.
Don't ever say.
I think
No, you
this
guys
is
let
this is
it
the
rock,
this is the like I said, this is the problem that we have. It's like it's depressing.
Yeah.
We're having to make
depressing.
jokes right now. We can't even have a
It's- okay,
serious
Frankie,
conversation.
You can say it's depressing, but also like, don't you love the retardation of all of it, the heavyweight division
Not really.
a little bit?
Not really. It's just sad.
I mean, now that
It's
Jones
just
is
sad.
gone, hold on. Now that Jones is gone, though, don't you like? Isn't it kind of like a fucking circus act of bullshit? It's like in an enjoyable way.
No.
No. I
sorry, I
think
missed
what
that.
the
What
UFC
was
have
that?
done is they've tried to what the UFC have fucked themselves a bit with this whole situation. They've tried to legitimize Tom Aspinall with the John Jones fight, and to the point where Dana's like, it's happening, it's fucking happening, it's definitely happening. And now it's not happening. They fucked themselves, and because Dana's done a press tour, a world fucking tour, like a year before, telling everyone he's the only guy in the world that can be. He's phenomenal. He's the GOAT. He's the best ever. Now we're in a situation where we're going from the best ever fighting the best ever, like the new best versus the old best, and now we've just got one of them and no one else for him to fight. Like, how do you compare? He set the levels and the standards so fucking high that now we're going to get whatever we get, we're going to be disappointed with.
I mean,
which is why I think we get Alex Pereira. And I know it's a fight that
Alex
makes no
Pereira is
sense
the most
skill wise and
disappointing-
side wise.
Alex Pereira is the most disappointing fighter to ever disgrace the octagon.
Are you fucking?
What are you even
shitting
talking
me
about?
right
That motherfucker
now?
carried
What the fuck is
the
wrong?
UFC
I'm
on his
joking, I'm
back
joking,
for fucking
I'm
years.
joking. I'm just kidding, bro. But
You gotta
he
put like
doesn't go
a
up.
switch on
He
your
doesn't go up
forehead
to
for
heavyweight
like
though.
sarcasm, dude. Because I cannot fucking tell with you sometimes.
I mean, that's half the battle, Noodle. But also, Alex. All right, in all seriousness, Noodle, I'm not being sarcastic. Alex Pereira does not go up to heavyweight.
Oh, okay.
Why not?
I
Because
disagree.
Did
he's
you
already,
tell Alex
Why
that?
not?
Did you tell
Okay,
him that yourself?
why not?
he's already
Why
talking about
not?
fighting Rico Verhoeven at heavyweight in glory.
We've spent like 40 minutes painfully explaining to you why it makes sense.
No,
And you screaming out it's
Frankie,
I'm not
I
saying
understand.
I'm not saying it's going to be a competitive
This guy
fight.
thought that Strickland was going to beat Drickus, by the way, twice.
He did beat Dricus the first time.
No, he didn't.
Oh my god.
But I'd agree. Let's not get into that. It's just I'm amazed.
Dude,
that
honestly,
I'm
that
amazed that
second
you
fight,
don't see
that
this as a
second fight was
possibility.
a robbery if you think about it. Second fight was such a robbery. They should have given that to Strickland.
Yeah. Noodle, how did Hill do last time?
I picked Khalil. I don't know what you're talking about.
What did you pick it?
Yeah, we got to
I,
talk about.
I picked Khalil. I picked Khalil. I wanted
Fuck
Jamal
off.
Hill to win.
Be serious. Did you pick Jamal Hill?
I did not pick Jamal Hill. I can
This
show you my
guy right
topology.
here did. This guy right below me
Oh,
did.
Frank,
I
yeah,
picked.
Frankie
I
did.
picked.
Frankie
I
did.
picked Khalil.
Yeah, but
Rountree.
also, I was one of the only. Well, I was the only one out of all of us who picked Fiziev to beat Bahamondes as well. So
That's true. Yeah, you did.
you win some, you lose some.
He fucking
I've
sold-
never claimed to be some pick savant. Like never. I've never claimed to be like I've never
Hey,
talked
at
about
least-
my record.
Where
none
does
of
Hill?
you
I
guys
feel like
Frankie,
Hill
right?
is one of the
Frankie.
most overhyped fighters in the UFC. Like everyone's always talking about, oh, he's got fucking great boxing. He's beat Jimmy Cruz. He's beat fucking Johnny Walker, and then he beat a fucking 52-year-old Glover. That is the worst UFC road to a title I have ever fucking seen. Cruz, Walker, and fucking Glover.
Yeah.
Who was
Look,
52 years fucking old, and he couldn't put him away.
I just wanted to give Frankie shit because what he said about Khalil, he said that he's shit, he sucks, he's not that good, he doesn't even have any power.
Yes,
blah, blah,
and
blah.
then Frankie.
That's
All right.
the way Jamal looks.
Okay. But what I will say, I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, I just hate the guy, but I will say this here, like I think Khalil Rountree. I think Khalil Rountree is very, very easy to figure out. What I said about him in terms of he only fights from one side predominantly. He does the same thing every time in the cage over and over again. I put that more on Hill for not having a game plan to deal with a very obvious game plan that's always
Yeah, no,
I'll
adapted.
just say
So
this.
it looks worse on Hill than it does Khalil looking great in my opinion. Because I don't think Khalil looked amazing. He had good moments, but it's not like
I
he
feel like
looked
he should've-
fantastic.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
I feel like anybody with decent fight IQ can finish Jamal Hill. Because he is kind of chinny. And as much as I love him and he's like one of my favorite fighters, I knew Khalil was going to win based off of knockdowns and
Hill?
leg kicks.
Jamal
Or, sorry,
Hill's one of your
no,
favorite
Khalil.
fighters.
Yeah, Jamal Hill's one of my favorites.
I mean,
like
how?
him.
Do you like his personality? Do you like the way his dick feels in your mouth? What is
Ah,
it? Please
okay,
tell
He
me.
all
said
right.
Khalil. He
All
said
right.
Khalil is one of his favorite fighters.
No, I said Jamal Hill's one of my favorites. I think Khalil's
Oh, wait.
kind of a fucking knobhead. I don't like Khalil.
You try. I know you tried desperately to give him an out there, and he just like fucking threw it right back in
No,
your face.
I like Jamal Hill. I like that he's promoting the light heavyweight division. I like that he's talking shit.
Well, the
I think
only
he's
thing
funny.
that I liked about Jamal Hill before Saturday was that he actually went out there and fought his ass off. Like he went.
Yeah,
for it.
yeah, yeah.
He
But on
goes for it
Saturday,
in
he
all of
fucking
his
did.
fights.
He fought, and you know what, Frankie, I will give you credit because you did say that he's going to fight a lot more reserved. You're absolutely right, he did. But I think that
That's
played
what I
into
felt. That's what
Khalil's
worried me.
hands.
Didn't benefit
That
him, though.
played into Khalil's hands way more. And so yeah,
And
now he
I
has,
will
like,
say, I will say as well, yeah, that before I don't know if you guys got to me or what, but I had Hill as the last leg of my parlay, and I spoke to a few people about this in
Oh yeah,
in
you
the chat,
cashed it, didn't you?
and I cashed it. Yeah, so I ended up like, well, I didn't make a shitload of money, but definitely. I think it was more that my hatred for Khalil's general
But-
weird, creepy personality that
Jamal
was
is in a
blinded
shitty
me a little
spot
bit.
though, because like now he's not even fun.
Oh,
Now
he's
just
done. Yeah,
nice
he's
boring.
done. He's done.
Give him Azamat, honestly.
Yeah, I think no.
I
would
think
love
that's
that.
fine.
Then we could finish him off once and for all.
Once and
Azamat
for all, and we
was
get Azamat to a spot in the rankings where he should be.
And then after that, Azamat can go fight Rakic.
Yeah, I
Dude,
don't
I got this shit,
don't
bro.
mind.
They need to hire me as the matchmaker. I would be making all the right fucking moves. I'm telling you.
I think we could all make that claim.
No, I'd do it better.
That's a
though.
really
I'd
that's
also
a really
give-
nice
you wanna know what I
that's
would
a
do?
really
You wanna know
nice
what I would do?
feminine
Hear me out,
suitcase
let me
there,
cook,
by the
let me
way.
cook.
Can we just point that out?
Frankie, hear me out. Ready?
Yeah, go
Kevin
ahead.
Lee gets a title shot against Makish.
Is he chatting up some beard? It looks like he's chatting up some beard there.
Is that a nut stain that I see as well? Jesus Christ. First of all, we see the zestiest fucking suitcase I've ever seen, and then we see a nut stain to follow it up.
Oh,
Jesus
that's
Christ.
great, that is.
That is
Why
grim.
you-
And now he's zooming in.
Giuliano, wipe the jizz off your trousers, you dirty tramp.
I think he literally nutted right now.
Fucking English people and your insults are so fucking good.
Yeah, they're
Just
amazing.
the way you fucking speak, dude. I don't know.
Hey, look down. He's got a jizz stain on his trousers. He's muted as anti-fucker.
Look out!
Yeah, but you know that UFC Baku card sucked ass. I mean,
Hey,
I mean, no. At
I don't know what
least
you're talking
we
about.
got one of
Horrible
the
is
best.
the
At least we got one of the best fights of the year. I mean that that
that's,
Nazim fight reminded me why I love the sport so much.
yeah.
So at least
Yeah,
we
but
had
we
that.
don't get that nearly as much as we should be in the UFC.
Did you
We
guys
don't get
see
fights
how
like that
shitty
anymore.
the venue was too? Like it was
Yeah,
basically.
I was back.
Did you see
back
did you see the people fucking
Section of the stands.
Sorry, I
did you see
had
the people
to.
leaving
I
during
just
the
say
main
goodbye
event?
to.
Yeah, everybody left after the co-main event.
Yeah, they should never go back to Azerbaijan. I would fucking even if the fight was a little bit dull, I would still sit through that shit.
There was still
you know that,
there's way better underlying reasons why they shouldn't have ever gone to that fucking country.
Did anyone know that
Yeah.
Baku is the only is like the only like major city in the world below sea level? And, like everyone talks about altitude in Mexico City.
Have you never heard of New Orleans, Louisiana?
No, it's no. Look up the fucking how below sea level Baku is compared to.
Are you
either
saying
of
it's the Are you saying it's the most below level, or are you saying it's the
those.
only below
Negative
sea level?
92 feet below sea level.
I'm running out of games to play on Cool Math Games. Somebody give me a recommendation.
Block source.
No.
Yeah,
Well played,
it was a generally.
They got Bloons Tower Defense on Cool Math Games. I think that's.
They do? Damn.
Yeah.
Johnny Upgrade, that's what I'm playing.
Sounds gay as shit.
Yeah,
Fuck you, you're
that's
gay as
fucking
shit.
home.
All right,
Look up
fair
Johnny
enough.
Upgrade.
Yo, Noodle, am I being sarcastic? That's a super heterosexual name.
Johnny
Okay.
Upgrade.
You should look it up. It's actually a really
Yeah, but
good game.
there's way better underlying reasons. I mean, they literally are occupying Nagorno-Karabakh right now, like from Armenia. Turkey supplying them with weapons.
That's an L.
Oh, we're
That's
talking
not-
about the war? Yes.
I mean, it's hardly a war. It's very one-sided because Armenia doesn't.
I
it's
thought going
one-
to Baku. I thought going to Baku was a very strange decision, considering we've
Yeah,
got
it's
so
fucking
many
weird as
nations
fuck.
in Spain, like we didn't get.
Yeah, well,
But-
you know why?
Bizarre.
You know why? It's because they paid him. They paid him a huge site fee to go there.
Oh,
And
did they? I thought it was
course
because
they
it was close to like Russia and Georgia, and they couldn't go to Russia because they haven't been to Russia since like 2019, have they? 2018, since it all
That could
kicked
be the
off.
reason as well.
No.
But it's
No,
not like
they
they
paid a
had
huge
like
rate.
Russian fighters on there, did they?
What's that?
I
Sorry,
don't know.
Giuliano was distracting me. What'd you say?
It's not like they have like loads of Russian fighters and Georgian fighters on the card.
Giuliano's got the fence stare right
That's
now.
true. I mean, I just think it's stupid as fuck they even went there. Pretty oppressive place.
I mean, I'm not that against it just because I think we need more cards in Europe and different. I thought it was a strange decision to go there, but like I'm glad that some places are getting the chance to.
Yeah, but
Well, it's
they
better than the Apex. I'm tired.
they
of
go
the
to fucking
Apex.
they go to Azerbaijan, but they won't go to fucking South Africa or Spain.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
They've been saying
It's
they
bizarre.
will for fucking how long now? So
It felt like it came out of nowhere. It was like
and I
Azerbaijan.
think
Like
they
what?
got what they deserved because their card was trash. I think it was
No.
trash. Maybe what do you guys think?
Maybe it had something to
I
do
think
with
Mike
the,
Tibek
below sea
Oroblai
level
is going to be
environment.
Mike Tibek Oroblai is going to literally sub everybody in the division.
Dude, Orobai is good. Orobai is
I mean,
good.
Tawfiq had, did you guys notice that? I don't know if you guys know about Tawfiq Musayev, but as he was warming up in the back, he was warming up in the back before his fight, the only accolade they could anoint him with was Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu blue belt, and then he goes
Yeah, I
out there
saw
and
that.
gets subbed in the first
Gets
round.
subbed.
Like,
Can I say as well? Did you see what Fiziev said in his post-fight speech as well? Did anyone pick up on that?
I heard he
What
said
did he
something.
say?
Well, what did he say?
Did you hear? I mean, there were rumors going around that the fight with Bahamondes had been cancelled, right? And then it was put back on.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Yeah, I heard that.
Apparently, somebody tried to kill him. They
Kill
tried to blow him up.
Who?
Did he say that?
He said that, yeah.
Bahamondes?
They tried to kill Fiziev
In
What did they say?
Azerbaijan.
in Azerbaijan, yeah.
With a
he
And
right
that
there?
is why we should not go to the
If you go, he said something like, "Somebody tried to blow me up and send me up into the air like a rocket, but we're going up in like a rocket anyway." Something like that, and it went totally unnoticed.
Right, that is why
Yeah,
they shouldn't be
right.
going to these fucking fucked up nations. Azerbaijan.
Imagine not only
near the
that
Middle
happening,
East.
but you try to kill Bahamondes. What are you doing? Like, why are you trying to kill your own guy?
He owes somebody some
That
money.
seems bizarre to me.
I mean, Fiziev, not Bahamas.
Dude, they wanted to kill Fiziev because he lost to Gaethje twice and Gaethje shit and they were embarrassed. That's what
Fuck's
it is.
sake. But yeah, I just thought that was an interesting point that didn't get
that's
brought up.
But okay,
It
but what
was-
did you guys think of the card overall? Give me like a rating.
I thought
6
it was I thought it was shit, but like I said, the Nazim fight was we don't get fights like that. That's one of the fights of the year.
I was gonna
so
say that.
Yeah.
that
when
fight
you get that,
carries it
when
to
you
a
get
6
that,
out of 10.
Who is the ref in that fight? Please, I don't
I'm
know.
not sure. I'm not sure.
I also, I have a comment to make about the
That
bonuses.
ref needs
okay,
to be promoted to.
I have a comment to make about the bonuses. Stop giving people 50K, 50K, 50K. Give the best fight on the card a fight like that. Give them 100K each, like they did.
I said
Keep doing
that.
Yeah.
We were in our group chat. Give them both 200K.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a fight where
Wait, hold on.
yeah,
hold on.
they
Dougie,
fucking earned it.
You went
Just
to
give
war
it-
for
give
the
'em some
company.
money.
You went to war for us, so you get rewarded.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but
And I
the
think
UFC
Normalize violence
fun.
again. Make violence great
I
again,
disagree
dude.
with that. I think Dougie.
If
Dougie
they-
and
Oh
I-
my god.
Go
no,
go
shut the
ahead.
fuck
To be
up, Noodle.
different.
No, let him
I'm
say
not-
why.
No, Dougie and I both agree on this. That you stay with 50K. You issue more performance bonuses. You bring back, and in addition to sub of the night, knockout of the night.
No, but
and,
why
you
can't
know,
you do all of that? Again, it's just pandering again. There's no reason why they can't do all of that. It's
The
not like they've just got
referee was
Yeah, go on.
Lucas Bosaki, the guy that looks like
All right,
Duran.
that
What a
referee,
legend.
that referee who did not stop the Sadikov Moda fight needs
Let
to
me
be.
say, no. I mean, I agree. The thing is, yeah, I agree that some refs would have stopped it, but there was no reason to. It's not like he was visibly hurt.
No,
he was still
dude,
moving.
it was. I was so ready because of PTSD from early stoppages for that to be.
I
like,
thought it was honestly getting stopped, and I could tell, and he wasn't hurt, but
you can say it could have got stopped, but it definitely shouldn't have.
MMA
what
has this
about-
stupid intelligent defending. Oh, if you're not intelligent, what they mean by intelligent defending is, oh, he's not throwing strikes, but he's intelligently defending. He's ducking, head movements.
And he
He's got his
wasn't
hands
hurt.
up, and like I've seen it far too many times when like because in boxing they have like rope a dope, they have defensive, like they try and get the other guy being his
If he
energy.
was rocked
they're
all if he
fine.
was rocked all over the place and looked visibly hurt, you could make an argument, but he didn't look hurt.
No.
He
But
was hurt, but he didn't
how
look
many
hurt.
times? How many times have you seen it? The only thing I think that
You have,
saved
yeah,
him
yeah, yeah.
is that he was so visibly moving his head. His head movements were fucking like big, weren't they? Like, but I've
Yeah,
seen
yeah, yeah.
people
Let people
against
fight
the
out of bad
cage
positions.
putting their arms up and they stop the fight. Like it's stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
They need to let
it's like
people go out and
compare
be
that
like-
to compare that to Amava versus Cannonier. Like,
Oh, that fucking stoppage was. Oh my god! Don't even get me
I
started.
mean, I get it though. I get it.
I don't.
I don't agree with it.
Okay.
I don't agree with
Here's
it.
my
I don't
thing.
get it.
Here's my
But I
thing.
do get
Had
it.
he
I
been
don't even
knocked
understand the
down, had he
point
been
of
knocked
bringing that
down
up.
prior to that sequence,
Yeah.
maybe. But he hadn't even been knocked down. He
You
was
guys
just
would have
wobbled.
rather that fight been stopped early and we miss one of the best fights of the year? Like, I don't even understand.
What do you mean?
or Vinicius Oliveira
saying-
versus the dead Albanian. Another fight that came close to being stopped and wasn't, and wound up with a flying knee knockout in the last 11
Okay,
seconds.
yeah,
No, but again-
referees aren't
again- no, but
consistent in the sport. What's new?
Yeah, no, but again, you're raising up a debate here where ultimately what it is here, and they say this every time. Their job here is to protect the fighters from getting really, really hurt. In those instances when it happens,
Kill the fighters. Kill the fighters.
yeah, what you don't. But I
No,
think
no,
in that
no.
instance, I think in
I'm
that
not talking
instance
about
there was no
body
way that was
weight.
going to be stopped.
No, I think UFC, MMA in general is too soft. Let them go out on the shield. Let them fucking
I agree.
bang.
They're literally
I think
fighting
if-
for their dreams. They're fighting to get to a world championship.
I think
I
if
don't. I
let
don't
them
believe. I
fucking
don't
go out
believe
on
in.
the
I don't
field.
believe in standing finishes in general.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
I
think
think
they
if
should do, like-
if you're 12, if you're
If
making
you're standing
12
up,
and
you're
12,
not unconscious.
I think if you're making 12 and 12 and it's your fucking second fight in the promotion, then yeah, stop it early by all means.
No.
But if it's like a main card fight and you've had like 10 fights in the promotion,
How about
well,
no?
I'm-
Because if you're on 12 for 12, that's a lot of money to these people who are just starting out. They're doing it as a job. 12 for 12 is a lot of money to a lot of people. So
Yeah.
let
I
them fucking go out on the shield. Let
And
them-
are
let
you
them-
are you robbing them of a win? If they can survive, are you robbing them of a win?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
making more money again? Because like in the bigger fights, they do let it go more. It's a championship fight. We'll let this go. We'll see how this plays out.
Yeah.
Are you
Yes, they
robbing
should.
those younger fighters or those
Yeah, why did they
upcoming?
get-
Are
why
you
did
robbing
these-
them of an opportunity? Because two fights, say that knocks your confidence. The next fight, you don't go in. You change your game plan because it got stopped. Changes the way you fight in that next fight. You lose that fight. You cut.
I just think that younger fighters and less experienced fighters shouldn't be taking as much damage.
I get it. Yeah. But at the same
I
time,
don't know. I
let-
find a
let
different,
them-
want
different
a
job.
fighter
Find,
making
find
12
a
and
different
12.
job. In my opinion, if you're not going it's like
This is their living.
motorbikers, people who ride motorbikers, their death rate is like 80% or something. It's mad. Like they die young, they die in the 30s. I know there was a story recently where this widower, she's lost 3 husbands to fucking motor, like because they races. Like, you know the sport that you're getting into. And fighting is one of those sports. I think we should let them bang more. I do. Unless the refs should be trained better. They should be visible. I agree. They shouldn't just let them take unneeded damage. That is stupid.
Yeah, we're
You
not.
can-
We're not saying someone's on the floor getting Bobby Greened and we just say that
yeah,
they continue until they're
yeah.
out cold. We're
I'm
saying if
talking
they're
about
still
when
standing,
when they're standing up, they're defending themselves. They've got the gloves up. If
They're
the hands are
moving.
down and they're just getting
Yeah.
rocked and they
Moral-
fucking
moral
out
of
on the
the
field,
story-
then that's different.
If you're
But
I think
standing
the
up, if you're
Sadikov. I
standing
think
up,
the
you're not
Sadikov.
unconscious.
I think the Sadikov thing was more of like with the way people reacted to that. It was more of the fact that we've seen it happen before, where fights have been stopped in that situation.
Yeah, but
But
like
generally,
when
it
refs
doesn't.
aren't consistent. This is nothing new. I don't.
Yeah,
understand
yeah.
how This is even a
It's
conversation.
human though. It's human. It's human in the moment to. I don't know. I'm not saying I like it, but I'm saying I can see why it happens because you don't want somebody getting fucking brain damage on your watch either.
Yeah,
And you can
That's the
see it.
sport of MMA though. I get it, but that's
I
the
mean,
sport.
I don't-
Shit happens.
But everyone. But I'm
classic
saying everyone.
example.
Everyone has different opinions though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't want to be responsible. I'm more playing devil's
It's a
advocate here than anything else.
Controversial point of view, Frankie.
Hmm.
No, a classic example is Marlon Moraes versus Marab, where I mean,
God, that's insane.
God, dude, that ref could have saved us from Marab, but he didn't.
Well, and then not only that, Marab landed like what? I mean, more than 50 unanswered punches after Marab almost got knocked out cold.
Jose Aldo versus Peter Yan is a
Yeah.
good one too. That was such a like. I think in hindsight, a lot of people forget about it. That was such a shitty stoppage. Like Aldo has had a couple shitty stoppages. Like I think it was the first Holloway fight, where he was just getting fucking wailed on the floor, and I was just like, dude, Aldo's not fucking winning the fight after this. Like he's gassed himself out. He's not gonna come back and win the round and then win the fight. Like Aldo is like, I don't know. That shit's crazy to me.
Yeah. But again, I think like despite the fact that the card was kind of shitty and we got a great fight and we obviously got the Johnny news that we were all hoping for, but then in the aftermath kind of feel deflated by it ultimately once it needed to be ended one way or another. But that's what we're left with now, just another reminder of how fucking perilous this sport is at the moment in terms of what we've got to look forward to, and it's just kind of sad. It's like a reminder that we need the UFC to get their shit together. Like get Dana White out there. He wants to go to boxing anyway.
I think it's more of a heavyweight.
The UFC Instagram has been posting Canelo versus Crawford promotion. The UFC Instagram, Ultimate Fighting Championship, MMA, is promoting boxing. That's shameful. Fire him now.
No, but they're involved in it, aren't they? They've got UFC boxing or whatever it's fucking called.
TKO boxing.
TKO boxing, yeah.
TKO.
It's such bullshit. The UFC shouldn't be doing it though. UFC should be like MMA. Make a different. Keep it separate, dude.
I mean, dude. The UFC is a publicly traded company under the TKO umbrella, though. So like, and then again,
I
it's
don't
like
it. I don't like it.
Yeah, you don't like it, but this is what.
But
happens
it is what it is.
I
Yeah.
don't like it.
Yeah, but this is what happens when you get a monopoly, like, right? Like,
Mhm.
when has a monopoly ever given you a better product over time? They just cut costs.
If I was running the monopoly, I would.
Mm.
Well, the silence after that statement.
Guys, if I ran the government, don't worry, everything would be fine. Just put me in charge. Trust me.
I believe you, good noodle.
Thank you. Yeah, let
we're all behind you.
Guru get in charge. I genuinely think Guru in charge would be a good thing for the UFC. Maybe not like 100% in charge, but give him a say. He would promote these fights. He would have this shit like, don't fucking shake your head.
I mean, listen,
don't fucking shake your head.
No, I mean, there's Guru's great for entertainment. He would do a really bad fucking job if you put him. He's just as he wouldn't do a great job.
He made that us as a community do a better.
He knows
job
what the
promoting
fans
sport.
want. He's in touch with the fan base, though. That's my argument.
Yeah, well, like
super
I
in
said,
touch.
even the MMA community does a better job promoting fights than the UFC does. And that's because UFC doesn't care. They've already made
Unless
it.
if it was McGregor Aldo, in which case they had that whole fucking promo for it. It was magical. It was amazing. But
Yeah, that was
they rarely promote fights
7
like that
years ago
anymore.
now. They don't care. They don't give a shit anymore. They already made it.
Did you call it magical and amazing?
Stop yelling at me.
No, not
Stop
you.
yelling.
I was talking.
Stop yelling.
I was talking to good noodle, Idaho.
Stop raising your voice.
Dude, I'm the only one with regulations.
I'm honestly out I'm out the door with MMA currently.
Yeah,
I
same.
don't
I've got to be
No,
honest.
you're
Yeah.
not, man. Come on.
No,
Yeah,
I'm being honest.
317 this weekend. Y'all gotta fucking quit being a bunch of bitches.
It's not that great. It's not that great a card.
I'm looking to get more. I'm looking to get more involved in bare knuckle.
Yeah.
we're going bare knuckle this next week coming up.
I'm more of a kickboxing fan at this point.
I mean, kickboxing and Muay Thai definitely, but
No, Muay Thai
MMA,
One championship doesn't do Muay Thai. It's a completely different sport.
one championship doesn't do Muay Thai.
No,
Ryzen does Muay Thai, right?
no. They do
Ryzen
kickboxing.
does. I swear I watched
kickboxing.
Ryzen
Idaho,
card with no check.
Idaho, hold on. One fight championship does have straight Muay Thai.
It's
Gotcha.
a
Yeah.
different. Okay, the majority of Muay Thai that's out there is not what one championship.
Muay Thai.
No.
Yeah.
It's
No, yes,
it's Muay Thai adjacent.
Yeah.
I'm aware.
But they do call it Muay Thai. It's not like they call it something
I'm exaggerating
else,
a little bit. But yeah, it's not even.
You're being pedantic. You're being like
it's
pedantic on
far
what
removed
Muay Thai
from the
actually
majority of Muay Thai that's out there. So you saying Muay Thai and kickboxing are great? It's like you have to specify one championship is Muay Thai, because what other Muay Thai promotions
I would say
you even
Glory,
know?
though. I would say Glory.
Glory's
or
kickboxing.
Yeah.
What
No,
other
I
Muay?
said
Name
I
me
would
one
say
other
Glory
Muay Thai
for
promotion.
kickboxing.
Name every Muay Thai promotion ever.
Name 10 books.
Seriously, name me one other Muay Thai promotion.
One championship. I don't know anymore.
Yeah, I know.
No,
That's
I'm
what I'm trying to
joking,
tell you.
but,
You don't
like,
actually
dude.
know the sport of Muay Thai. You only know what the product that won.
No,
with
do
it.
I? Yeah, all right,
And that's
like,
not even the same as the
Hold on,
majority
if
of
you're-
Muay
are
Thai
you-
that's out there. It's boring as shit.
Well, is Giuliano frozen again?
I think he
This
died.
is a, this is a nice.
You're-
Oh, there we are. We're back.
When you're in those
Name
Vegas hotels,
name 10 books is a funny thing to say.
Name 10 books.
Yo. All right.
Are you
Yeah,
back?
so your Wi-Fi is fucked up, Gio.
but yeah, like kickboxing is always great. Like across the board, kickboxing is fantastic.
Oh,
Muay Thai
is he
is
back?
I do feel like in the next 5 years we're going to have this combat sports in general. We're going to see a lot of fans sliding from one side to another, like because we have got all these new promotions popping up, like bare knuckles now a big thing. We've got
Yeah.
karate combat.
and
We've got
yeah.
the kickboxing promotions. I feel like fans are going to be slipping. I don't think we're going out. I think there's going to be more casuals than ever.
Are you
because
saying we've peaked in a way in the sport has
I-
kind of reached where it's
I'm
in,
always
in,
where
gonna
com-
watch
it's
in
MMA.
highest it's
boxing,
gonna get.
in everything, I think it's become where we're going lean to where the biggest fights are.
Yeah.
Oh, these are promoting this fight. They've got characters, they've got stars. We're going lean towards this, then we're going lean towards that. I feel like that is where the sport, combat sports in general, is going. Like I've never watched BKFC. I've started watching it. You get these big fights, and you're like, okay, I need to go check this out. This boxing fight, I need to go watch this.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm finding myself leaning to where the excitement is, I guess.
Well, but I feel like that's the path of any hardcore combat sports fan. Like you
Mhm.
start to realize, like, yeah, UFC is can be great at times, but you're really more curious about, like, okay, where do I watch the best fights? And BKFC is a great product every time.
I'm just
out.
gonna keep it a buck. I'm always gonna watch
Yeah.
the UFC. I'm always gonna
Same.
be a UFC fan. It doesn't
Same.
nothing. I hate to say this, but like when I watch MMA and Ryzen, it just doesn't do it the same that the UFC does. I feel like.
Can
It's
I
not the
ask,
same.
how old are you two?
I'm
How old are you both?
19.
I'm 27,
19. 27.
and I only started watching the UFC. I only started watching MMA in 2019.
2019.
That's
Mhm.
crazy.
And maybe because I've been watching for so long. I've gone through
Yeah,
so
I'm like
many
14 years
generations.
in.
I've
Yeah.
gone through the tough era, this era, that era, and now it feels like I don't know. I feel it's all hard to describe how I feel about the UFC right now. And
It's the monopoly is giving you a shitty product week
Yeah.
in and week out because they make so much money. So
Because
you
there's
as
the
a
fact
hardcore
the
fan,
fact that it's the fact that, like, for the last 10 years or 15 years, 20 years, I've stayed up God knows how many hours of sleep I've lost.
Yeah.
It's all the whole thing combined, and like you say, the product's becoming less. I feel like there's other promotions doing it better. I mean, Good Noodle
absolutely
needs
right,
to
they
go
are.
out and broaden his.
Yeah, I
horizons
think
a bit.
I think Idaho.
No,
Idaho.
I
I think,
agree.
I
I'm
think
just
what's
saying, like,
Idaho. I
okay,
think I think
what
what's
I'm
happening.
saying
I
is-
think what's happening to me and I think what's happening to me and Brutally as UK fight fans is like the UFC has got this, like, first of all, a lot more boring to watch, but it's got to the point where we're like, it's not worth it for us to stay up until the middle of the night. So what we're going to end up doing is transitioning to where we don't watch it live anymore.
Yeah.
We start watching it on replay, and then once you start making that transition, you start realizing then it's not really worth. Do you know what I mean? Like, because you don't get the excitement of watching it live, and then eventually you sidestep into something else. We're kind of at that stage now in our
I
MMA
want to ask you
fandom.
guys something. I want to ask you guys something.
Oh, sorry,
So
sorry. Hang on, hang on.
year-
Let Idaho make his point first, and then you can jump in.
Well, the issue that you're going to face, right, is in the media as a whole, the combat sports media, the YouTube community as a whole, is that you actually don't make any money covering BKFC, covering fucking K1, the Ryzen. Like there's no money in it because the advertisement money you get from that isn't as much as you would make covering the UFC. That's the biggest problem, is that even though there are better promotions out there, there's better fights going on than what the UFC delivers. At the end of the day, the only way to make money in this industry is to align yourself with the UFC and play the game. And that's the shitty part of the monopoly. That's the whole problem with the business at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with it.
I agree. I do have like a question for you guys. And this is it's not necessarily rhetorical, but I think it'll make you guys realize something. Is like, okay, so last year, what was the biggest oh shit moment last year?
It was Holloway and Gaethje.
Yeah, Holloway
and Gaethje. But there's other contenders in there. Holloway getting smoked by Topuria, Jamal Hill versus Alex Pereira. You know, there's the Roundtree fight was really good. Okay, what was the oh shit moment this year? Yeah, we haven't had a moment like dude. Hear me out.
No, but part of the
that
does come down. That does come down to booking as well, though.
That's true. Just hear me out.
And we have spoken about this, and there are several theories about what the UFC might be doing this year. We know the broadcasting deal's coming to an end. Are they trying and keep certain fighters fresh? Or is there a new broadcasting deal on the table? Are they going to start 2026 with like a fucking killer lineup?
You're gonna disagree with me.
Stat pay-per-view. Who knows?
It better be, because listen, last year we had UFC 300, right? Which that's its own thing. Okay, it's UFC 300 is its own thing, but we had UFC like 308, which was fucking so like UFC 308 in my opinion was like a mini version of UFC 300. Like it was really good in and of itself.
And
like yeah.
Don't forget, 299 was a good card. Like everyone was talking about UFC 299 was starting.
298 was good too. 298 and 299 were really good. I feel like a lot of people hated on 299 because it's O'Malley. People.
Yeah, I don't know why people hated on that card so much. I thought it was fantastic.
I thought it was a phenomenal card, and 298 was good. As much as like watching Volk get KO'd was not fun. For me, I still like that card still made me feel something, and I don't think I've actually felt
okay, so why do you think that is? So why do you think that is then? What's the cause?
We're not getting the big fights. There's not a lot
exactly.
on the line. Like Islam versus Ilya.
They're not
like,
booking
that shit, bro. I would unironically, just to make sure I don't miss it if it was on a different time. Luckily it's on my time, right? But like the only reason why I'm super invested in Oliveira versus Topuria is because Oliveira is my favorite fighter of all time. Like he's always been my favorite, and it's like fuck, this is gonna suck, but like it doesn't, like, it's got me feeling a certain way. Like it's 317 fight week. It's like Oliveira might be able to, a 1% chance he might be able to pull it off.
But again, even with that, I'm not saying it's not a great fight, but at the same time, we were all gearing up for, we're gonna get the superior Makhachev, and then so even then, it feels like
dude,
again
that
another
fight is like,
backstep.
You got Ilya promoting the fuck out of that fight. I'm gonna fucking ask Khabib what his favorite submission is, and then I'm gonna do it right in front of him on Islam. What the like, bro? I don't think we've.
But
so much,
what have the UFC missed? What have the UFC fucking missed with UFC 317? It should be in fucking Spain. It should be in fucking Spain, and it would be an absolute spectacle in Spain. That's what it should have been.
Dude,
and they missed the trick again.
UFC hates fun. It's a monopoly. They're just trying to make money.
Hear me out. You have Ilya in the main event, from Spain and whatnot. You also have Yoel Alvarez versus a ranked opponent, co-main, 5 rounds. Yoel Alvarez deserves a ranked opponent. Just give him a ranked opponent, make it 5 rounds.
UFC
Spain,
fighting
done.
Grant Austin. I think that fight's a little early.
Listen, it's like I feel the sentiment, and I understand that I did not watch the better eras in the sport. I've tried as a
I don't think that makes you any less of
No,
a fan.
no,
I
well,
just
I
think
think
like
it's
made
important
me
though,
tiresome. I think it's
Yeah.
made me tiresome.
and it's
Hmm.
super reasonable for you to feel that way. I do think it's
Mhm.
important as a combat sports fan to go back and learn about that type of stuff, and I've tried to do that as much as I can.
I've rewatched a lot of fights.
But what
that
I'm
I
I'm
didn't
trying to
watch
tell you
live,
is like, best of luck not covering the UFC, guys. Like, and again, like I'm not even saying
Yeah.
like your channel's not going to grow, you're not going to make money, but it's true. And if you don't care about that, then that's even better. Right? You should be a hardcore fight fan.
I can tell you, my biggest watch-alongs have never come from the UFC because it's
Why is that?
oversaturated.
Why is that?
Because it's oversaturated.
Yeah, why?
Everybody's
Yeah.
in Guru's
You're
chat.
absolutely
It's
right.
oversaturated.
You're absolutely right.
But yeah,
that's
but
the
you're,
thing,
but
'cause
that,
everyone's in a
that
rat
goes
race trying to
against your.
break through with the UFC.
Yeah, but they won't.
But let me ask you something. Do you still do UFC content on your channel?
Not anymore.
Well, that's
Barely
honestly great. No, props to you. But
Right.
for a majority of people, that's what it's going to be. Like
I find that reacting to it is. I mean, you wouldn't if you're talking about dropping it as a whole, then yeah, but doing live streams certainly aren't it. Like I would say that reacting to stuff like we're doing now is where it's
no,
at.
and I've actually like as I was doing a fight companion for the UFC Baku card. I was like, dude, I don't even know if I want to do this anymore. Like I might just do reaction streams, like post fight, and I react to Dana's comments. Like that does better numbers than a fucking fight companion does at this point. So
Yeah,
and then,
it does.
but
Yeah,
I do
but
feel like
I know.
every Monday I feel
I
like I
know.
got to make picks on a card, and I feel like it's important to get that show out. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just it's
I stopped
especially the
doing
MMA
that
community
ages
is always
ago.
going to be in a
I
rat
stopped
race
doing that ages
in
ago.
the UFC
Yeah.
content money.
What I think people fail to realize is when they think about the UFC, they think that that I need to cover that. I need to cover the UFC. If people covered the PFL and if people covered Octagon MMA, the European and Brave is
KSW.
fucking
Yeah, okay.
massive.
Okay.
My biggest watch-alongs, I think, was PFL Europe. That did like 20K, I think.
How much money did you make off that?
I didn't make any money off it.
Yeah, right.
Don't
So, like,
really make
again,
any
the
money.
the big media outlets don't make any money off of it either. News alert. They only make money covering the UFC, covering a big boxing event. And I fully agree with you. I fully agree with you. If they did cover those promotions, because the way I got into other promotions was because I had solid ass YouTube content creators telling me about it and covering it, and that's how I became a fan of those promotions. But the big media outlets don't make money off of it. They could eventually if they covered it and got people to watch it, but they don't because they're caught up in the fucking trap of the monopoly of the UFC.
And that's what it is. It's a TKO. It's a TKO product now where it's going to be. But they're not worried about us hardcores anymore. They want that. They want that casual fan base.
If you build a community, if you built a community around, say, another promotion, you would have fans around that dedicated to you and that promotion, and you could make money off that from the watch-alongs.
For how long? Because listen, dude, every promotion that has ever been in competition with the UFC has fucking gone away or gotten swallowed up by them.
Failed.
It
They either get bought out or they fail.
It won't. We've entered a different generation. PFL might, because they fucking suck, and they're like the problem is right.
Money.
There's promotions that I deem that are going to do well in the future, and there's promotions that probably won't be around or shouldn't be around in the future because they suck at doing business. PFL is one of those. They did that massive press conference when they got all the fighters in. It was the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life. It was so fucking dull. And then when they do like these big events, when they did champs versus champs, you're looking for where they're streaming it, where they're showing it, where can you buy it? You go on there to watch page, coming soon on the fucking day of the event. And you don't know where, like us European guys, we're like, where are we watching this shit? And it's just saying, coming soon. Like, which fucking monkey at the PFL and Bellator decided not update the fucking website?
So you're trying to make the point that, because I do know that KSW, Octagon, and Ryzen are turning a profit. But I fear, I hope you're right, but I fear that it's not for forever. You know, it's not. For too much longer.
You know why
Octagon?
I know why Octagon's going to do well, and the reason why is because ex media members like Scott Langdon have gone over. They've got a strong like the people in that company have lived and breathed MMA for the like from the roots. Like they've got a lot of key players in that company and the right people around it to make it a success. Will it be as big as the UFC? I'd argue this personally. I'd argue this because the things that they're doing, they're putting on stadium events that are selling out. They've got fighters that people love to watch.
Aren't they selling out like stadiums?
Yeah, they're selling out stadiums. They've got these fighters that they've built characters around. They have their own Ultimate Fighter. It's called the Game Changer. They have all these things that they put into place. They have their own fucking mascot where they have this fucking I don't know what it is, a bumblebee that comes in the fucking cage, dances around. The women, like I'm not a guy who watches it for the women, but every Octagon stream or watch along I've watched, everyone's just jaw dropped when the women come into the and all the lads are buzzing talking about it. They're doing a lot of things right from the production,
and they've got to start somewhere. They've got to start somewhere.
You're absolutely right.
Like,
but take that into context and realize that out of every dollar made in the whole of MMA, the UFC gets 95 cents of it. Still,
I know, but also Idaho, if you think about it though, the point that we're making though, if the UFC continue on with this trajectory in terms of pushing its hardcores away, and then they don't manage to get the casuals that they're hoping to get, it's gonna open up avenues for other people to come in.
I hope you're right.
And they've already happened. Like if you go back 10, 15 years ago, Karate Combat didn't exist. BKFC did not exist. All these promotions did not fucking exist.
And you've also got to remember there's money out there, such as what the Saudis have got on, that they want to push themselves into this sphere. And once the PFL collapses, which it inevitably will, you're going to get people with money who want to get a part of this pie, and that's where I feel like we've got a good chance of getting things going.
I think that you're being a little too hopeful, but I really
possibly.
A good example of this is look at Premier League football, and I guarantee in the combat sports world, in the MMA world, we're going to get some rich fucking twat who's going to come in and go, I like what Octagon are doing.
I want a piece of this. Yeah. I can see that.
It's already happening. You can see it's happened with the PFL. The Brave FC's got Prince Royal owners. They've got like fucking the Prince of Bahrain or some.
We've seen it happening in our sports for a while now.
But we've seen it happening in the UK, like where these rich billionaires are coming in from Russia, they're coming in from America, and they wanting a piece of that, and they're like, okay. Like, you're doing well. We'll chuck some money at that.
Again, there is some optimism behind this, obviously. But I just feel like
the reason is why I think it could happen is for the fact that you can build names, you can build characters, you can build stories, you can build fights. You don't need. You are as good as your storytelling, and the UFC used to be the king of marketing. They used to be the king of storytelling. They're not anymore, and I'm seeing that happening other places better.
Okay,
like so Misfits are doing it even to the point where we're getting YouTubers who are fighting, and people are more buzzed up about that than they are a fucking UFC fight.
And technically, those YouTubers even
though
shit at fighting.
Even though that's the case, what happens when those guys get to the pinnacle of their promotion? Like, people are still going to be like, oh, I'd like to see him versus X or Y UFC.
Then the UFC, if it happens how I think it's going to happen, and we're going to get more companies rivaling the UFC, that in the future, that is when you could start seeing cross promotion.
Yeah,
and we've seen it happen, but the UFC might be backed into a corner, and I think it's far fetched, but.
I hope you're right, but that's not how monopolies operate. Like, look at Nike. Like, Nike makes, like, I skateboard, right? So, like, Nike makes the best shoes. I fucking buy Nike shoes. Every time a fucking company comes up and they start signing skaters and they got 6 shoes, guess what happens? They fucking lose all their money and they get bought out by some other big company. Like, this happens every time.
But And don't forget, the UFC aren't paying the fighters.
No, they're not.
I'd agree with you if the UFC were going, okay, right, we'll just buy the wild.
Yeah,
the UFC aren't buying the fighters. They're just using their name and their brand as like, oh, we're the best. But sooner or later, fighters are going to wise up, and fighters have. Like, there's a lot of fighters that have chosen not to come to the UFC.
Wait, so you're telling me that fighters are going to wise up and actually make a union, or when they get a court case?
No, I think
when they get a court case,
decisions for themselves not to go to the UFC.
You're telling me they're going to go to trial and not settle? I don't believe it.
No, there'll be fighters. We've known fighters not go to the UFC because they've chose money. They've chose. Look at
Brendan
Loughnane.
Can we give Jilly a chance to speak before he fucking explodes in the corner?
Really quiet.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know, I mean, I completely agree with Idaho on this. Brutally, you said it yourself about Cage Warriors, that it's just complete, that it exists to feed, you know, fighters into the UFC, and that's, you know, like you know, I mean,
but Cage Warriors are dick suckers. Like, LFA, Cage Warriors. Their whole existence is just to feed the UFC.
Yeah, it's their feeder organizations.
That proves my point even more, because Cage Warriors, I don't know about LFA because I've never really watched it. Cage Warriors has decreased and decreased and decreased, and the talent is not going to Cage Warriors anymore. They're going elsewhere. They're going to Brave. They're going to Octagon, and that's telling me that, hang on, these fighters are choosing a better route. They're choosing the money route.
And the money is out there. Is what we're saying.
What's happening now is, psychologically, fighters are dumb, and this is my honest take on it. Fighters are dumb because they think, oh, I want to be the fucking best. I want this legacy. They're not going to give a fuck about you when you retire. It's about what you can fucking get, and as much as fucking money you can make out of it. And this, like, UFC gives a platform. It gives a platform to a few who are going to make it and break through the system.
It's a sport where only a few can really rise to that level, and also.
Yeah, but then that's
but they don't think like that.
Yeah, but that's where the UFC is brainwashing them, telling them, well, you can, all can, you can all be Paddy Pimblett. You've just got to sell you. No, it doesn't, like you say, it does not work like that. You've got a few stars. And the rest, but the UFC is selling, they're selling wolf tickets to fighters. Like, come to the show.
Can I ask you a question about that? Where does Kevin Lee fit into all this?
Do you know what? Yeah, I think, boys, I'm sorry to cut us short here, but we have hit that mark where I've got to go to sleep soon. Is there anything you guys want to shout out while you're here? And yeah.
Yeah, I want to shout out the guy who's been sucking Good Noodle's dick for the entire show. Mate, you deserve a fucking medal. It's been 90 minutes. Fucking hell, brother. You deserve some fucking...
He deserves a bonus for that, yeah.
Yeah, he deserves a bonus.
I'll carry on the word.
After the show, here in a couple hours, I'm going to be blowing the UFC. I'm going to do a stream. We're going to talk about the UFC Baku card, and we're also going to matchmake for it. So we're going to do that in a little bit.
So check out Combat Casual and subscribe to him. If you could drop the link is in the description as well. I think he'll somewhere down.
Well, if your mods actually did their job, they could.
Fucking mods, mate.
Damn.
Hey, brutally, I just subbed to your channel and on both my accounts, and I'll be checking out your shit, bro. So yeah.
There's nothing to check out anymore.
I'll be on there.
Dead.
I'll be on there though. Don't worry about it.
I'll do the same back. I've seen some of your stuff before, actually, when you were with little lanky boy.
Yeah. Sorry about that, everybody. I was doing the show with Hank for like a year, and I've completely removed.
Yeah, where's Hank? What's
he was going through his Diego and Joshua Fabia era.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
My apologies, everybody.
Yeah.
What happened to Hank, dude? Where's he at?
So Hank is he has a channel that I gifted him that has 1.8K subscribers.
What's your channel now?
He's actually lost viewership, and my channel with 200 subscribers is doing like better.
Can I
numbers.
say your channel? Yeah, your channel. Even though it has 200 subs, your lives get a lot of viewers. I've noticed, which is interesting.
I met Idaho in
Which is
person, and
interesting.
he
Does
had-
Hank
he
have
had
a job
far
yet?
More abusive things to say about Hank.
I did. Does Hank have a job yet? No, but he will soon be running for office probably in the next 10 years.
Oh
in,
yeah,
his
yeah. This
county,
country needs more people like Hank holding
I know.
positions of power.
I
I
just
mean, it
want to
wouldn't
say,
be that much different now.
whoever's
sorry, Brody.
idea it was to like tin Gilly's volume down, absolute fucking genius.
All right, Frankie, you're a fucking you're awesome, man. I appreciate you. Brutally, you always crack me up. Good
See you
noodle.
later, brother.
We'll have to do some more content sometime. Have you on the show or something.
Before we go, is there anyone worth raiding as well now as well, in case people want to keep the party going? Is there anyone you can recommend who'd be a good maybe someone we haven't heard of?
Raid Brutally's mother. For fuck's sake.
Wow.
Whoa.
Shit.
That's a dark way to end the stream.
Hey, here, actually, City Life Project. He is about to go live for Fury FC.
Oh, nice.
All right, let's jump. We definitely owe Isha a fucking. We definitely owe Isha a shout out for sure. Actually, hang on a second. Before we go,
Yo, Idaho, you still on me?
Idaho, can you message something in the chat just so I can mod you?
Yeah, sure.
Because it seems ludicrous that you can't post anything.
What did you say, Juliano? While I get that going.
My shitty hotel Wi-Fi cut out when you asked me to name Muay Thai promotion.
I don't think
he's going back to the Muay Thai promotions.
He couldn't leave on an L like that.
What about Muay Thai? I can barely hear you.
I said you were like name I believe sincerely, but
See, what he did was his Wi-Fi cut out, and then he looked up Muay Thai promotions.
That's what I think happened. So you're gonna name 3. All right, let's hear them.
No, I'm not gonna name 3 if you don't want me to, but like, I mean.
No, I do.
No, we don't want you to.
Oh,
no,
I need to hear it.
No, we don't really care.
I do. I care. Please tell me.
All right, I'll tell you. Can I tell you my favorite one, which you're not gonna fucking agree with, probably?
I can't hear you.
Is it called Cocks of Steel?
Yeah, you're
Legend, bro.
What?
Legend.
Can you tell me what fighters you
Like
like
the
from
movie?
Legends while we've opened this can of worms?
Why is he stood up? Why?
I have
why is
to
he
go,
posturing?
man.
To go.
No, the fucking. I have to
Definitely
check out
just
of this
Googled that
hotel.
shit, dude.
I didn't. No, I have to check out of this hotel in 25 minutes. I think the Wi-Fi is cutting out. Like, no joke.
Fair play.
All right, boys.
All right.
I'm
It's been a fun
Juliano
one.
doesn't
Thanks a
know
lot. But
shit
yeah,
about
so check
Right,
out.
see you later, boys. Nice one.
Yeah, check out Isha. The links in the description.
right,
And
see
as
you guys
always,
later.
thanks very
Thanks for
much as
having
well,
me,
Good Noodle.
Frankie.
You're always welcome, brother.
right.
Yeah, thanks everyone who hung around for the whole Sunday. Obviously, if you look in the bar now, we've got every YouTube channel who obviously contributed to this stream. So check those guys out. In terms of raiding, I know that Isha's going on to do Fury. I know that Ronan's on now. I know you guys all know who Ronan is. I can't really see anybody else on apart from that. So you could maybe jump in on Ronan, shout the channel out a little bit. If there's anybody else around who is worth looking out for, because obviously we're always looking for new panel members and ways of expanding the community. But again, thanks a lot to everyone who hung out today. I know it can get a bit chaotic on a Sunday sometimes, so appreciate all of you as always. Obviously, shout out to Combat Casual, subscribe to him. Shout out to Brutally Honest MMA, subscribe to him. Shout out to Giuliano. Shout out to Good Noodle MMA as well, and shout out as well to Dougie for making a quick guest appearance. We need to get that fucker on more. Top guys all have great channels, different things. You're going to get different vibes in each place. I'll probably be back on I think Wednesday at this point. We'll probably do another panel, look towards next week's cards. But yeah, shout out to all of you. Much love. I will catch you all during the week. Raid this absolute melt. Hang on a second. Who is this? Let's check this out real quick. Yeah, whoever the melt is that Black Betty is referring to, let's get our asses over there. Shout out to everyone. Have a Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I'll catch you all on the other side. Peace.